I was staring at my reflection in the window, challenging myself to make the goofiest faces I could think of. I opened my mouth as wide as I could, stretched my cheeks as far as they would go, and pulled my ears while crinkling my nose.
Carson!
Only I was right in the middle of class, and the teacher had been trying to get my attention. I turned around to find everyone staring at me, laughing.
You're off in space again. What is the answer?
The answer, right.
Yeah, come on, Space Cadet, what's the answer?
That jerk was Diego, the captain of the wrestling team, son of the coach and class bully. Since we won the national championship last year, he believed he was God's gift to the school, and he never missed a chance to mock me. The only person not laughing was Mara, the girl who dressed like she was from a different decade. On Mondays, she was a flapper from the 1920s. On Wednesdays, a hippie from the 60s, and on Fridays, she was a goth girl from the 1990s. She didn't like me, but she hated Diego more. Anyway, I had absolutely no idea what the question was, so I couldn't answer it. I panicked. The answer is that I really have to pee, and I ran out of the room. Hold on for a quick sec. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Carson, which you already heard the teacher yell. I always seem to do and say things that other people find, well, weird. But I guess you already know that too. I try not to, but honestly, I can't help it. See, even that was weird. Oh, and can you do me a huge favor and hit like and subscribe? So I'm the only boy in an all-girl household, and they all have an opinion about me.
He's just a unique boy, that's all.
He's a total weirdo. I think my aunt must have, dropped him when he was a baby or something.
Oh, he's just, a bit strange. I think my sister gives him too much sugar.
That was my younger cousin Brenda and my aunt Peggy. They moved in with us after my uncle left for a vacation and decided to never come back. It didn't matter what I was doing. They always whispered and judged me, whether it was brushing my teeth.
Why is he holding the toothbrush upside down? What's wrong with him?
His mother never taught him right.
Eating dinner.
Why does he take such small bites of food?
His mother never taught him right.
Or just playing video games.
Why does he grin like that when he plays?
His mother...
According to my aunt, it was my mother's fault that I was weird. Anyway, back to where we left off. I ducked into the bathroom for a moment of quiet before I had to face the humiliation of going back to class again.
Let me guess, you spaced out again, got called on by the teacher, and you said you had to pee?
I looked over to see Finn, the one person in the entire world who understood me. We've been next door neighbors since we were kids, and he has always treated me like a little brother, even though we were the same age. And what makes you think that? Maybe I just came in here to do some push-ups.
Right, because everyone comes to the boys' bathroom to work out.
I hate that you know me so well, Finn. You think anyone will notice if I hide here for the rest of my life?
Diego again, huh?
Isn't it always?
Buddy, idiots like Diego are so worried about what people think of them, they bully others to make themselves feel better. Don't let him win. Get back in there.
Talking to Finn always made me feel better. The big difference between us was that he was super popular and I wasn't. Girls literally hung themselves on him like Christmas ornaments.
Hey, Finn. Did you see my new selfie on Insta? It's with my new Ferrari. My selfie is on my dad's private island. Wanna come? My selfie is jumping out of my own airplane on my dad's private island.
But Finn didn't care. He was always so focused. To be honest, I don't know why he even hung out with me.
People don't take the time to get to know Carson. Sure, he's a little odd, but who isn't?
Finn was the reason the wrestling team won the national championships. He was the best wrestler on the team, which made Diego furious. Diego hated anyone who was better than him. And the biggest college recruiter in the country was coming to school in a month to see Finn and not him. But Diego had a plan to fix that. He just needed the opportunity. Little did anyone know that he was about to get it. I was on my bike riding home from school singing my favorite commercial jingles at the top of my lungs. Oh, Ozempic, liberty, liberty, liberty. When I heard a voice from behind me.
Where are you going, weirdo?
I saw Diego and a couple of his friends on their bikes racing toward me. It wasn't enough for him to humiliate me in school. He also liked to do it outside of school by chasing me down and posting embarrassing photos on social media, like sneaking rubber lizards into my backpack, dumping paint over my head, or tossing me into various garbage cans. I pedaled as fast as I could, but they were catching up. Up ahead were the railroad tracks and the crossing gates were coming down. I needed to make it across, but the train was coming. I realized I wouldn't make it, slammed on my brakes, and stopped inches from the tracks as the train came roaring by. I turned to face Diego and his friends.
Well. I sense a great photo opportunity here.
Get away from me, Diego.
Or what, weirdo?
He pointed to a pile of dog poop on the ground.
Oh man, we need to get a photo of you with your face in that.
I looked around. The train was still passing. I had nowhere to run. Diego pulled me off my bike and threw me on the ground. Just as he was about to push my face into the poop, I heard a voice.
Leave him alone, Diego, you jerk.
I turned to see Mara sitting on her bike on the other side of the tracks. Unlike me, Mara never cared about what others thought of her.
Do I think Carson is weird? Yeah, but he should stand up for himself and own it. Insecurity is like catnip for bullies like Diego.
Ooh, looky here, it's Mara, the other weirdo. And you're going to stop me?
No, but my brother is.
And like out of a superhero movie, Finn's bike sped up the road, stopping between me and Diego. He jumped off, standing face to face with Diego.
Get out of here, Diego. If it isn't Finn coming to the rescue, why do you even care about him? Because I do. And if you want to get to Carson, you need to go through me first.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw one of Diego's friends recording all of this on his phone and suddenly realized what was happening. This was Diego's plan all along. I jumped to my feet to try and stop what was about to happen. I'm good, Finn. Thanks so much. I think this was a great bonding moment. Everyone can go home now.
No, I'm done letting Diego bully you.
Bully me? Don't be ridiculous. I was going to put my face in that dog poop anyway.
I'll do whatever I want to your weird friend and your freak sister.
And then Diego shoved Finn hard. Finn snapped and punched Diego, knocking him to the ground. Diego started laughing.
You get that? Got it!
The next day, Finn got called into the coach's office where he was watching Diego's video, carefully edited to only show Finn hitting his precious son.
You punched Diego because you're jealous that he's team captain and you aren't?
That's not true. He attacked my friend and then he shoved me.
My son doesn't lie. You're off the team.
Diego's plan was a total success. Over the next week, Finn didn't speak to anyone, including me. I tried to get his attention by jumping in front of him as he walked down the hallway, blocking the door of the boys' room as he tried to go inside, and even holding onto his leg so he couldn't walk. But none of it worked. He was so depressed. But something else was happening. Diego stopped bullying me. He wasn't picking on me in class or tripping me in the cafeteria, and I could bike home without worrying he was following me. I had to know why, so I rode my bike up to him as he was leaving school. Why are you leaving me alone? You haven't mocked, insulted, or shoved me once since.
Since you helped me get your buddy Finn kicked off the wrestling team.
But I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did. I couldn't have done it without you, weirdo. And now the recruiter is coming to see me instead of him. So consider my leaving you alone as a little thank you present.
And as he walked away, I looked over and saw Mara just staring at me, shaking her head. Since we were kids, I always secretly had a crush on her. She would play rough with me and Finn. In fact, she is the one who convinced him to get into wrestling and even helped train him for the championship. But the older we got, the less she liked me. And now she really hates me after what happened to Finn. I needed to speak to him, so that day I went over to their house, but Mara answered the door.
What do you want, Carson?
Mara, Finn needs to tell the coach the truth, that he was only defending me and you.
First of all, Carson, let's get something straight. I don't need defending. Second of all, who do you think Diego's father is going to believe? His son or Finn? So unless you can get him back on the team before the recruiter comes, then I advise you just let it go. The damage is done.
And then she slammed the door in my face. Finn was my only friend, and now he lost his dream trying to help me. I knew I had to do something, but what could I do? That night at dinner, I sat silently as Brenda and Aunt Peggy piled on.
So, how does it feel to ruin your friend's life? If I did that, I would never show my face at school again. I don't know how you live with it.
I agree. That will haunt you forever.
Maybe you should switch schools, but I doubt that will even make a difference. If only you could have stood up for yourself instead of having your friend do it for you. This would have never happened.
As I sat there, I could feel my blood starting to boil, like I was about to transform into the Hulk.
I know what to do. Maybe you could challenge Diego to a wrestling match, and if you win, he has to admit the truth.
I stood up, slammed my fists on the table, and erupted like a volcano. That's exactly what I'm going to do!
Yeah, right. Carson's gonna challenge Diego to a wrestling match? Talk about an epic humiliation.
His mother should have gotten Carson a therapist a long time ago.
But that night, as I lay in bed, I knew that's what I had to do. Brenda was right. If I didn't try to fix this, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I stormed up to Diego the next morning as he was talking with his friends by his locker. Diego, I challenge you to a wrestling match 2 weeks from today after school.
Sorry, what now? You want to wrestle me?
Yes, in front of everyone, the entire school. Diego and his friends burst out laughing, but I was dead serious.
Wow, you're even weirder than I thought. This is like a dream come true. It would be my pleasure to embarrass you in front of the whole school.
Sure, this is your opportunity to completely humiliate me in front of everyone, but if I win, you have to tell everyone the truth about what happened with Finn.
Oh, you've got a deal. 2 weeks from today, this is going to be like Christmas coming early.
Now, all I had to do was beat the captain of the wrestling team in a wrestling match. I had 2 weeks to prepare. I just needed someone someone to train me.
Are you some kind of idiot?
I couldn't think of another way to help Finn.
And how do you help Finn by humiliating yourself in front of the entire school? Diego is going to destroy you, Carson!
Unless you train me. Please, I'll do anything to help fix this. I don't care if he humiliates me. My life can't get much worse than it is right now, so I at least want to try.
Well, you weigh about the same as Diego. Okay, I'll train you, but he's still probably going to—
Thank you. And then I made the mistake of trying to hug her. She flipped me over and pinned me to the ground.
Training starts right now.
For the next 2 weeks, Mara and I trained in the mornings, during lunch period, after school, and at night, even in the rain. It was like something out of a Rocky movie. When she wasn't teaching me wrestling moves, I was running or lifting weights in the school gym. And one day as we were practicing, Mara flipped me over and pinned me down. Please, I need a break. I can't take it anymore.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Only 1 week left until you face Diego, and he won't let up, so neither will I.
And for the first time, I saw the hint of a smile, and for some crazy reason, it gave me a burst of energy. I made a move and flipped Mara over, pinning her down.
Yes, that was great, Carson.
Meanwhile, Diego and his friends were putting up flyers all over the school advertising our wrestling match like it was the event of the year. Something strange was happening. For the first time in my entire life, I was feeling a sense of confidence, and people were noticing. People who never even looked at me were saying hello. What's up, Carson?
Hey there, Carson.
And at home, even Brenda and Aunt Peggy were seeing it.
Hey, Carson, why do you put so much salt on your food?
Hey, Brenda, why don't you mind your own business? And no, Aunt Peggy, it's not my mother's fault that I like salt. The two of you sit here every night criticizing me and my mom while living under our roof. If you have a problem, go get your own place and stop mooching off of us. I thought their jaws were going to hit their plates. The day of my match with Diego finally came, and the gym was packed. I think every student and teacher in the school was there, ready to see me get humiliated. Mara was in the front row. Diego made his father the referee, which wasn't fair, but there was nothing I could do.
You've got this, Carson. I believe in you.
And then she gave me that smile that sent electricity through my veins. Diego's father blew the whistle. Diego immediately got me in a cradle and nearly ended the match before it began. It's over, weirdo. But I got out and flipped him. The crowd erupted in cheers. This infuriated Diego, who got me in a headlock. I couldn't get out. I could see Diego's father smiling. The crowd started chanting my name. Carson! 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 I struggled as hard as I could, but Diego had me.
Come on, Carson! You can do this!
And then I looked over to see Finn walk in and sit down. I felt a sudden burst of power, picked Diego up, and threw him back. Yes, Carson! Diego couldn't believe what was happening. I was holding my own and the crowd was cheering for me. I had him pinned. I was going to win. And then I heard Diego's father say something in his ear. Don't you dare let him win. And then Diego headbutted me in the face. The crowd screamed, "That's illegal!" That's my boy. I grabbed my bloody nose. Diego flipped me over and pinned me down, winning the match. Diego's father raised Diego's arm up in victory, but the crowd was booing. Mara and Finn ran over to me. Mara held a tissue to my nose to stop the bleeding.
You did amazing out there. He had to cheat to win.
I can't believe you did this for me, Car. You truly are such an incredible friend. But I lost, and you won't get back on the team. It's okay, buddy. Diego is stunned at the crowd's reaction. He never faced this before. Cheater! 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 The crowd went crazy, and then something incredible happened. The school principal had been watching the whole thing. He walked up to Diego and his father.
Our team was the national champion this year, and I will not tolerate a coach who encourages cheating. You're fired.
You can't fire my dad.
Well, I just did, and you're off the team permanently.
And then the principal raised one of my arms in the air and Finn the other, the real winner of the match. And the crowd went crazy. Mara grabbed my shoulders and hugged me. Finn was back on the wrestling team, and a few days later, the recruiter came to see him and even offered him a full scholarship to the best wrestling program in the country. Car, I don't know how to thank you. None of this would have been possible if you didn't. You deserve this scholarship more than anyone. You truly are the best friend in the world.
Finn, why are you making my boyfriend cry?
Yeah, she said boyfriend. Mara and I finally started dating and became the most popular couple at school. We even ended up going to the same university. Who knew being weird would end up being awesome after all?
Hi, my name is Alice, and I'm from Rochester, New York. Please like and subscribe. You know how people say that when you meet the love of your life, time stands still and your heart skips a beat? Well, my dad had his own version of it.
Love feels like a bunch of fireworks exploding inside your heart.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh, honey, it's the most beautiful feeling in the world.
Dad always tells me about when he met Mom. He was playing on the subway, and when she stepped in, he felt fireworks go off inside of him. And that was it.
My life changed forever.
Our life changed forever. My mom was a big shot lawyer, and my dad worked as a music teacher at my own school. I inherited my dad's love for music, but wasn't into singing, so I used mom's lawyer skills on them and convinced them to buy me a drum kit. My life was simply wonderful, but everything changed when I was 12. Mom got stuck on one big case and was working crazy hours, so there was no time for anything else. Not even for me. For months, I kept bugging her to notice me, but the answer was always the same. Not now. I can't, Alice. Of course, this also led to fights between my parents. They used to argue in the kitchen at night when they thought I was asleep. Finally, one night, she just left. There were no explanations, no clues, no goodbye letter, nothing. It was a rough time, but my dad and I always stayed together. As time went by, we both started feeling a little bit better. Despite everything, I never stopped believing in true love, and I eagerly awaited the sensation my father had described so many times. When I turned 16, I witnessed the fireworks of love up close. I was at home cooking an egg when these bratty kids kept ringing our doorbell and running away. My blood was boiling, so I decided to teach them a lesson at the next bell. I flung open the door and spattered the egg right onto them. To my surprise, it was Luke, one of my dad's guitar students. He was one of the most popular, truly dreamy, funny, and kind guy in our school. Oh no. This egg. Lucky you. You just won a tuition discount from Dad. I quickly made this up, but he kept staring at me in complete awe. Then it happened. It struck him like lightning, just like my dad described. The whole fireworks and electricity package.
Hi, Alice. I love you.
But here's the twist. I didn't feel the same way. However, from that moment on, Luke embarked on a mission to win my heart, while I tried to refuse his advances without hurting him.
Flowers for you, Beaut.
Bees! It has bees!
I baked brownies for you.
Thanks, but I prefer vegetables. He invited me to the amusement park, but I pretended to be dizzy when he was gonna kiss me on the Ferris wheel. And then, he also asked my father for my hand.
So, what do you think?
Tell him that he has to provide 4 sheep, 5 cows, and 1 unicorn in exchange. Yet Luke never gave up, and finally, he went all in. He performed for me on my balcony, singing the very same song my dad used to woo my mom back in the day. And I swear I could see Dad helping him the whole time. Then he asked the big question.
Do you want to be my girlfriend?
Luke, I like you, but
I'll take that.
It's
a love story, baby. Just say yes.
I know what you might be thinking. How could you not love Luke back? He sounds like the perfect guy. And you'd be right. He was everything I could have wished for, and more. He even quoted Taylor Swift for me. I decided I should give him a chance. Maybe the fireworks would appear slowly for me. Okay, let's do it. After a few months, things were going great. He was a great boyfriend, and I cared for him. One day, as we hiked up a hill, my foot clumsily met a cluster of rocks. I was about to fall when Luke grabbed my hand and held me.
Are you all right?
I nodded. The sunlight hit him just right, and he looked just beautiful. He leaned in, and he rewarded my safety with a kiss. It was a scene right out of a movie. Come on, guys. You see? I tried, but I just couldn't help feeling nothing. By the time we reached the top of the hill, I decided to end things. Luke deserved someone who could truly love him. After a brief pause, I managed to muster the strength to share my feelings. However, as I looked at him, tears were welling up in his eyes.
Alice, there's something I have to tell you.
Yes, Luke?
I'm thrilled that we're together. I've been looking for the perfect partner for what feels like forever.
Tears began to fall down his cheeks, and I hugged Luke tightly. How could I break his heart after that? I just couldn't. I needed a new plan, a way to end things without hurting him. Just then, I got an idea. I needed to find my boyfriend a new girlfriend. Yet, it was easier said than done. Finding the perfect girl for Luke was certainly a tough mission. I introduced him to Sarah in a bowling alley, but it turned out she was only interested in using Luke to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. On trivia night, Claire and Luke had a heated argument about the best pizza toppings. They didn't get along after that. Lastly, how can I forget about Julie? When I introduced her to Luke at a party, it was pretty clear that she was more interested in me than in him, much to Luke's amusement. Of course, he knew nothing of my plan. I introduced so many girls to him, pretending they were my friends, but none of them sparked even the slightest explosion. Luke only seemed to have eyes for me. Darn him! After a few weeks of failures, I was about to give up hope. But then, right in my dad's class, the solution seemed to fall from the sky, almost literally.
Boys and girls, we have a new exchange student from South Korea. This is Moon.
That new girl seemed quiet, but she was a total stunner.
We have a little welcome tradition here. You've got to sing sing us your favorite song while standing upside down.
What? You could actually see Moon's soul leaving her body.
Kidding. But come on, it'll be a blast. So, which song are we going with?
For a brief moment, Moon seemed to be torn between making a mad dash for the exit, pretending to faint, or fighting my dad to ignore his request. Love Story by Taylor Swift. Bingo! That was the girl who was gonna sweep my boyfriend off his feet. I couldn't have been more thrilled. Above all, she had a beautiful voice. She was perfect for Luke. As soon as the class ended, I walked up to Moon. Hi, I'm Alice. That was amazing. Thank you. I just hope I don't have to do that to introduce myself in math class. Don't worry about it. The gym teacher might make you do some push-ups in front of the whole school, but apart from that, well, that's it. I'm going back to South Korea. She even had a great sense of humor. By the way, the music teacher who just made you sing in front of everyone is my dad. But don't hold that against me. I won't. He seems cool. He is, in his own unique way. Surprisingly, considering that if my plan worked, Moon would steal my boyfriend from me, the two of us immediately hit it off. I was happy to make a new friend, but the most important thing was that I had an inkling right from the start that she and Luke were a match made in heaven. I had to rush to my plan. By the way, I'm in a band. Ever considered becoming a rock star? A rock star? Sure, but only if we get to wear sunglasses indoors. Of course! You can't make great music if you don't look cool. With my master plan in motion, I organized a rehearsal in my garage for that same night. As usual, Luke and I began a friendly battle over which song to play next. But just as the tension was mounting, Moon made her grand entrance. Hi there. When Luke turned to meet her gaze, something magical unfolded between them. Their fireworks were so intense that for a moment I thought the neighbors were bombing my house.
Hi, I'm Alice's Luke.
Nice to meet you, Alice Luke. I'm Moon.
That's a beautiful name.
Moon turned red as a tomato.
I mean, it's cute. I mean, it's not a horrible name.
They were so awkward and cute that they looked like two penguins trying to dance. The first part of my plan was complete. Over the next few weeks, I did everything to bring my new friend and boyfriend even closer. I planned this adorable picnic for the three of us, but then I faked a stomach pain, so they both got time together.
Alice, are you okay?
Oh no, not again. What's wrong, Alice? It's my, hypnotitis.
Okay, let's go see the doctor.
Clearly, my plan failed. Next time, I took them to the movies to watch an old, sappy romantic film. Where's Alice?
She told me she wasn't coming because she hates Sandra Bullock.
She hates Sandy B? Is that even possible?
Right? I said exactly the same thing.
They watched the movie together. All the while, I was lurking secretly in the background. In a particularly romantic scene, their shoulders leaned against each other. They locked eyes, and their lips came closer. It seemed that it was the moment that...
Want some more popcorn?
Yeah, sure. So close. By the way, I, of course, don't hate Sandra Bullock. Slowly, I was running out of ideas and excuses. I even signed us up for a romantic bread baking class, only to remember right beforehand that I was gluten intolerant. Silly me.
Since when?
It's very recent. I don't want to talk about it. We can make gluten-free bread. It's not the same. Go on without me. Tragically, I had to keep up that lie and not eat a sandwich in front of them for way too long. Oh, the lengths I went to. But despite all my efforts, nothing was happening. They clearly had feelings for each other, but neither was making the first move. I was determined to give it one final shot, so I orchestrated an irresistibly romantic date at Rochester High Falls, Luke's cherished spot. I prepared the scene, and it looked spectacular. I stood there, admiring my masterpiece. This must have been how Billie Eilish felt when she composed Bad Guy. My plan wasn't complete without the final touch. Two mysterious and alluring letters, one for Luke and one for Moon. That evening, they both arrived thinking the other had organized the date. I should have respected their privacy and left, but I sneaked a peek at the date and sat in a nearby grove with popcorn and soda. It seemed like they were still too shy to make the big move. Just as I was about to fall asleep, Moon slowly moved nearer to Luke's lips. The excitement was so intense that I could feel it moving through my body, particularly in my ankle. In my ankle? I looked at my leg and saw a raccoon clinging to my ankle. Freaked out, I totally lost it. I sprang from the bushes just in time to disrupt their big moment.
Alice, what are you doing here?
Oh, Oh, hi! Just taking a walk.
Around the falls? Alone? At night?
Well, you know what they say, when nature calls. Don't judge me. That's the best I could come up with. Alice, this isn't what it seems.
We were just...
Their embarrassment and guilt were clear.
I'm sorry.
They clearly felt terrible, and I felt even worse. It was entirely my fault. It was time to tell the truth. You don't have to feel guilty. I orchestrated the entire thing.
What?
You? Yeah. I couldn't help but notice the magic connection between you two. This is my strange way of giving you my wholehearted blessing. Well, at least I told them part of the truth. For a brief moment, Luke and Moon exchanged puzzled glances, and Luke turned to give me an earful. However, after what felt like an eternity, they both enveloped me in a hug simultaneously.
Alice, I can't believe you'd do something like this. You could have just spoken to me. And I'm sorry. I tried to fight these feelings.
No need to apologize. The heart wants what the heart wants. Are you sure you're okay with this? Absolutely. You two are meant for each other. I'll step aside and let you enjoy the rest of your date. I walked away swiftly, but before I got too far, I turned back to see them finally sharing their first kiss. Well, you could have at least waited for me to leave. Just kidding. Carry on. This may appear like the happily ever after ending, doesn't it? But believe me, there are still some more fireworks to discover. My grand plan had succeeded. Moon was perfect for Luke, and they were really happy. However, sometime later, I started to feel increasingly sad. While I was genuinely thrilled for them, a feeling of loneliness began to take over me. Eventually, I decided to share with my dad my deepest fear. Dad, what if I never experienced those fireworks?
Alice, just like music, love has its own tempo. It won't come if you're expecting it. But trust me, sooner or later, your moment will come.
But what if I end up with a broken heart, like you when Mom left us?
That can happen. Love is not perfect, but believe me, it's still worth it.
After that, I decided to give the whole love thing a rest. I just focused on school, my friends, and of course, music. For several months, everything went smoothly. Surprisingly, my dad was right about love. My moment was bound to come just when I least expected it.
Boys and girls, we have a new exchange student, this time from Italy. This is Camillo.
And that was it. Boom, boom, boom! Just like my dad had predicted, my moment to feel the fireworks had arrived, and it came on strong when Camillo strolled into the classroom. I couldn't take my eyes off of him. And to be fair, no one else in the class could either. He was so irresistible, incredibly handsome, cool, stylishly dressed, and smart. My dad tried to get him to sing a song to introduce himself, but Camillo instead recited a poem in Italian. I didn't understand anything. I was too captivated by him.
Ah, right. It's a very lovely and romantic poem. Not really. It's about what hell is like.
Marry me. I knew I had to beat out tons of other girls to win his heart, but if there was one thing I was truly confident about, it was my matchmaking skills. Game on. During lunch, I went up to him. He was sitting by himself, with all the girls gazing at him from afar, too mesmerized to strike up a conversation. But I wasn't like the other girls. Hi there. What's cooking, good looking? Not my best pickup line, I know.
Hi, you.
Alice.
Oh, right, Alicia.
Already? My name, or a variation of it, coming out of his mouth made me shiver. What are you reading?
Robert Frost.
Oh, he's the one who invented frosting? Because if so, I want to congratulate him.
No, he was one of America's most renowned poets.
I felt like my confidence had crumbled like a house of cards. I guess I'm more of a takeout menu reader. Camillo shot me this weird smile and went back to his book. I left feeling defeated and humiliated, all while the surrounding girls erupted into laughter. Still, I wasn't going to give up so easily. You guys know I can be very stubborn. Over the next few days, I did everything I could to get Camillo's attention and interest. So, you're a photographer?
Yeah.
Me too. I love selfies. And when I thought I couldn't get any lower, Camillo, I wrote you a poem.
Okay.
Twinkle, twinkle in your eyes, like the stars in moonlit skies. In your arms, I feel so right, like a star that's shining bright. He rested his hand on my shoulder with second-hand embarrassment.
That was very sweet.
What was I thinking? Are we going or not? The most stunning gothic girl was walking towards Camillo.
Sure thing, Bella.
They just walked away while my hope lay shattered on the floor. After the humiliation of a lifetime, I crawled home and locked myself in my own room for days. Is this karma for not loving Luke back? Unwelcome love is horrible. Why didn't anyone tell me? I decided to never leave my room again. But Luke and Moon swooped in to save the day. Alice, what are you doing?
We were worried about you. You haven't been to school for days.
And I'm not going back. I'm officially a hermit now.
Come on, Alice. You can't give up so easily.
What else can I do? He's too cool and smart for me, and he clearly has a thing for goth girls. Well, maybe that can be arranged. Moon showed me the flyer for a costume party happening the next day at school. Maybe this wasn't quite over yet. The following day, I visited Moon's house for the first time for a unique makeover session. She was determined to transform me, and after an intense half hour of makeup and dressing, I emerged as a whole new person. Camillo will be head over heels for you. After a while, I headed downstairs to her kitchen to grab a glass of water. Moon's house was massive and a bit eerie, with dim lighting and an unsettling silence. As I turned the corner, I bumped into a tall, mysterious guy. I let out a scream of surprise. Who are you? I'm Alice, Moon's friend. I glared at him. He was wearing a suit, like a gangster from a lousy movie.
I'm Quan, Moon's big brother.
Oh, right.
Why are you dressed like that?
We're going to a costume party.
A costume party? So childish.
You're like just a year older than us. Besides, you look like you're dressed up too.
Whatever, just watch where you're going, kid.
Kid? Just then, Moon showed up, probably after hearing my screams. When I turned to face him, Quan had already disappeared down the dark hall. What? Why are you smiling? You know, your brother is a real piece of work. Moon acted weird. I think that runs in their family. Shortly after, we left for their party. Luke, dressed as a mad scientist, welcomed us.
Alice, you look like you just stepped right out of a dark and mysterious fairy tale. Great job, baby.
Thanks, baby. Alice, Camillo's there. Go do your thing, girl. Thank you, guys. I took a deep breath and walked towards Camillo, who was dancing with his friend. Of course, he was too cool to wear a costume. With a boost of confidence from my outfit, I saluted them. Hello, my fellow creatures of the night.
Alice, what are you wearing?
Tonight, I embrace the shadows. I'm a goth. Being a goth is not a costume, you phony. It's a lifestyle. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, of course you didn't. You are just a little suburban princess who gets whatever she wants, playing dress up, and the way Camillo looked at me, that hurt more than any malicious comment. Once again, I was humiliated. For the rest of the party, I hid in the halls of the school. How could I be so stupid?
Should I respond?
I looked up and saw Quan. What are you even doing here? I thought you were too fierce for a costume party.
I am. I'm just here to pick up Moon.
I just got her text. She already left with Luke.
Oh, okay.
Quan leaned his back against the lockers.
Rough night?
That's an understatement.
So, do you want me to take you home, or would you rather stay here crying?
What? These are not tears.
Don't try to tell me you got something in your eye. Come on, let's go.
I was shocked. He was rude, definitely, but not that bad. Quan held out his hand for me to stand up. As I was getting up, our eyes met. Time stood still. Electricity. And yeah, it happened again. Boom, boom, boom.
What? Did you hit your head or something?
No, it's just that, I don't know. Forget about it. I'm fine.
If you say so.
As Quan drove me home, I kept looking at him out of the corner of my eye the whole trip. I was spellbound. I tried to strike up a conversation with Quan, but he didn't pay much attention to me. So, tell me about yourself.
Pass.
Come on, what do you like?
Silence.
Clearly, Quan was not very interested in getting to know me. Soon after, he dropped me home. I couldn't believe it. After years of dreaming about those fireworks feelings, I finally got them. Twice in 1 week. Plot twist, both guys are just not that into me. This was obviously karma. It was Cupid's way of getting back at me. Destiny laughing in my face. Or maybe it was just my teenage hormones. I hate my life. But what I didn't know was that Moon hadn't left the party when Quan arrived. In fact, she was in the bathroom and saw and heard my entire conversation with her brother. Although Quan didn't notice my fireworks explosion, Moon did, and decided it was her turn to play Cupid. Moon started finding excuses and forcing situations for Quan and me to spend time together. She would invite me to her house, but when I arrived, she wasn't there. Is Moon home?
For the 4th time this week, she's not.
Despite how Quan acted like he didn't care, Moon was determined to make it happen. She even locked us in an escape room. I guess we're gonna have to solve this to get out. This could take a while.
The key is under that armchair.
Oh, right. Then, Moon planned a movie date with Quan and me, and then left us. Yeah, she used my own little scheme against me. We got into the wrong screening room and ended up watching a children's movie. This is so boring. Wait, are you crying?
No, I'm not. You're crying.
OMG, you are!
Shut up. It's just a beautiful tale of friendship between a duck and a shark.
After that, he started talking to me, and slowly, I understood that his whole bad boy facade was simply a shield Quan put up when he moved here to cope with this unknown and new place. He actually could be really kind and sweet. One day, Moon set up a sort of double date with me and Luke and dragged Quan quite literally into a bowling alley. The evening turned out to be an absolute blast. We enjoyed some good food, sent those bowling pins flying, and shared laughs like there was no tomorrow. Quan even dropped his tough guy persona and had an amazing time. I felt that slowly we two were growing closer.
Great strike, Alice!
Thanks, I learned from the best.
I didn't know I was the best.
Who says I was talking about you? The only problem was that Luke found out what Moon was doing and he wasn't too happy about it and cornered me.
Alice, Quan's not right for you. He once told me,
If you hurt my sister, I'll turn your hair pink.
and he walks around in sunglasses indoors too. And don't even get me started on his weird spoons collection. Did you see the massive plastic to fancy spoons display in his room? I'm just worried you'll end up hurt.
But I wasn't very convinced. And then the next day, as we were preparing for our band rehearsal, Luke arrived with a surprise visitor.
Camillo came to rehearsal, if you girls don't mind.
If looks could kill, Luke would be dead now.
Oh, that's why you said not to bring Quan.
We'll talk later, baby. I tell you, man, we have the best drummer in town.
So, he has decided to play matchmaker too.
Go on then.
During our practice, I was super nervous, way more than usual. But then Camilo did some really nice things that made me feel a lot better. I think I did pretty good in the end.
That was great, Alice. I didn't know you were so talented.
Thanks. That made me melt, literally, right there on the spot. For the next few weeks, I was caught in a love triangle with Quan and Camilo, and tangled in a dispute between friends. I felt bad, but chose to go with the flow, hoping to solve the puzzle of my heart. But things turned into some kind of competition between them, and in order to win, they went big. Luke orchestrated a fantastic carnival date for Camilo and me. Amidst the chaos, we laughed, won games, and feasted on cotton candy. I even won him a huge stuffed animal.
Thanks. Elephants are my favorite animal.
I'm more of a grizzly bear girl, but elephants are pretty cool. Then, Camilo and I rode on an intense roller coaster in an odd moment of calm. Before the car sped off again, Camilo pulled out his camera and took a picture of me. What are you doing?
I want to capture this moment forever.
That was one of the most magical and romantic nights of my life. For her part, Moon convinced Quan to take me to his favorite spot, a haven he had never taken anyone to before. It was a dark and murky place. Quan led the way, nodding to some guys. All eyes were on me, so I tried my hardest to copy his attitude. Needless to say, I failed.
Quan, we are too young to be here.
Relax, what is life without a little risk?
Right, but maybe this is a little too dangerous? Okay, I admit it. I was scared, but you would be too if you saw those people there. It looked like the whole cast of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Don't worry, Alice. I know the owner and most of the guys. They are cool.
Quan took my hand, and not only did I feel safer, but I was also ecstatic. The rest of the night turned out to be surprisingly amazing. Everybody was fun and welcoming. Quan revealed his secret technique to cheat in poker, and an energetic punk band put on a spectacular show. Hours later, we watched the sunrise on the hood of his car at the highest point of the city. Hey, okay, I hear you all yelling, pick a lane, girl. But come on, deciding between Camilo and Quan is like choosing between chocolate and vanilla when you love both. It's driving me nuts too. It was impossible. Like Camilo wrote and recited to me in an open reading the most beautiful poem I had ever heard. But then Quan got us the chance to play our first gig in the same place he took me. Clueless of what to do, I turned to the greatest source of wisdom I knew, my dad. Okay, yes, I was truly desperate. Dad, is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? My dad took a deep breath before answering.
Alice, time has taught me not to put any limits on love. Love can be many different things. It constantly mutates, so maybe it is possible.
And what should I do? I can't date two people at the same time.
No, you have to be mature and thoughtful. Take care of your feelings, but also those of others.
But I don't know how to decide this.
If you are stuck in this situation, you might not be ready for love. Maybe the best thing to do now is to focus on yourself.
And it wasn't very helpful. Maybe my dad wasn't the fountain of wisdom I thought he was. Before you guys go off in the comments, I know this is like the best kind of problem any girl my age could have. For days, I ignored both Camilo and Quan, but finally, the day of the concert arrived. Surprisingly, I was pretty calm. Well, that was until I saw both Quan and Camilo in the audience. At that moment, all my fears surfaced and I completely panicked. I couldn't face it and locked myself in the dressing room's bathroom.
Alice, what are you doing?
We have to go on stage in 5 minutes. I can't do it. This is all too much pressure.
After failing to convince me to go out, Moon and Luke took it out on each other.
Why did you invite Camilo? This was Quan's moment. He got us the gig.
And Camilo can't be here? He's really supportive of the band too.
Why are you doing this? What do you have against my brother?
He thinks he's a Yakuza or something like that.
And my brother is a great guy.
But he's not good enough for Alice.
And Camilo is? He's so pretentious.
I was listening to their fight behind the bathroom door It was like I had traveled back in time and they were my parents. I had to put an end to all this chaos. I gathered my strength and opened the door. Stop! This ends now. You can't be fighting over my love life. That doesn't make any sense.
But...
No buts.
We were just trying to help you, like you helped us.
I know, but it just doesn't feel right. I was wrong. Love should be spontaneous and free, not something we try to control and mold to fit our convenience. It's my life and I can make my choices. You're right.
We're sorry. I'm sorry, Moony Toony.
I am too, Lukey Doofy. That's really sweet. But for now, enough with the cheesy stuff. We've got a show to give. The room was silent and expectant when we got on stage. The air was tense, but we were ready.
Hello, we are Cupid and his broken arrows. Are you ready to rock?
Let's do this!
1, 2, 3, 4.
The show was incredible. To be up on stage playing our music was a life-changing moment. There, I felt everything. Electricity, adrenaline, nervousness, and fireworks.
And I can proudly say that it was the first of many shows. As for the guys, I decided to follow the advice of my father, who, as always, was right. I wasn't ready for love, and I didn't want to risk hurting them. I took them aside individually and told them the truth. Luckily, they both understood, or at least I think they did. I decided that I should focus on my first love, music, and that would pay off big time.
Cupid! Cupid! Cupid!
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Well, it's a good thing you are, because this is Cupid and his broken arrows!
Oh, hi guys. Yeah, as you can see, a lot has happened since the last time we chatted. Where were we? Oh yes, after our first show at that shabby place, Luke, Moon, and I promised to do everything we could to get to the top of the music world. First, we decided to go on tour. We rented an old van and set off on the road to our dreams. Well, at first, it was looking more like a nightmare than a dream. Not exactly the Four Seasons.
Tell me there's no cockroaches. I can't sleep here if there are cockroaches.
Of course not, Moon. Maybe just some 8-legged roommates, but I'm sure they're very friendly.
The top bed's mine!
Those first few weeks were challenging and scary, but Luke, Moon, and I stuck closer than ever. Sometimes literally. Relax, guys. Nothing bad ever happens to teenagers in horror movies, right? Initially, our gigs were confined to really small and quiet venues. Good night. We are Cupid and his broken arrows. Yeah, there were literally more crickets than people, but slowly, people caught wind of our shows. Our songs started popping up everywhere, and we gathered a group of loyal fans. It wasn't an overnight thing, but somehow we became kind of famous. However, the sudden fame had its downsides. The biggest downside of them all was him. That's Trevor, our manager. He discovered us when we were playing in a tiny, sleazy venue in Los Angeles.
Hello, kids. I'm gonna make you stars.
Talking about terror? Oh, I mean Trevor? See? It's like his name was meant for a crooked manager role. I'm just spitting straight facts here, guys.
Where do you dream of playing? Just name it.
In the forum?
That's a little too ambitious.
I'll make it happen. Sky's the limit for us.
Despite Moon and Luke's excitement, something didn't smell right to me, so I decided to keep an eye on Trevor. Follow that car! I always wanted to say that. I tailed him to the forum offices. Oh, tailed is what spies say when they follow someone. Too many spy novels, I guess. So, Trevor got out of his car, but returned as if he'd forgotten something. What could it be, you might ask? His briefcase? His parking permit? Maybe his wallet? Well, not exactly. A gun? Who brings a gun to a business meeting? It's like bringing a gun to a business meeting. I figured he was a little shady, but he was actually dangerous. After a while, he walked out of the meeting with a big smile and put his gun back in his suit. Oh my god! That night, after Trevor gave us the news that he got us a slot at the forum, I revealed what my fierce investigation had unmasked. It's over, Trevor. I saw your gun and how you used it to get us this concert. We can't be involved in something as dark as that.
Oh, you mean this?
Trevor pulled out his gun and pointed it directly at me. My life flashed before my eyes. Moon, Luke, and I screamed in terror as he pulled the trigger. To find out what happened next, join part 4 of the story. Now relax, I'm just kidding. Trevor fired, but all that came out of the gun was water. Phew, that was a close call. Well, maybe not really. Are you crazy? Why are you carrying this with you?
For protection, in case, a small cat attacks me.
And why did you use it in the meeting?
Oh, that! Those guys never water their plants. They were so dry, poor things.
Maybe I had misjudged him.
Still, if you don't want to be involved in something as dark as me, I understand. Maybe it's for the best.
No, Trevor, please don't take this personally. Alice is just like that.
Excuse me? Yes, we really want to work with you.
Great then. Are you in, Alice?
Outvoted, I had no choice but to accept Trevor. His impact was soon felt. fault. He devised everything for us, from trying on silly, smelly costumes, which I'm sure he had stolen from the thrift store to keep the extra money for himself, to making us do some bizarre and really embarrassing publicity stunts. Yet, while I hated to admit it, he did take us to the next level. He even got us a record deal. Maybe he isn't all that bad. He certainly wasn't the worst thing that came with fame. Paparazzi were a real headache.
Hey, Alice, aren't you dating someone? People want to know about your love life.
Oh, it's a full-blown love triangle. Me, my couch, and my Apple. I mean, iPhone. Seriously? Can it get any cringier? Well, I know what you must be thinking. What about Juan and Camilo? You guys are so predictable. Okay, after I told him I was not ready for love, our paths simply parted. Camilo moved to the big city to try his luck as a poet, and Juan went back to South Korea. I had accepted that love wasn't my thing, and I was fine with that. Really, I was. But it seems that not everybody was.
Alice, people are interested in you and your love life. We must give them something.
And before I could say anything, Trevor launched his enormous Find Alice a Boyfriend operation. When he was choosing from the pictures, from his looks, you'd think he was attempting to assemble an atomic bomb. I wish you people would stop meddling in my love life. You're one to talk.
Fair point.
Must I suffer all my life for that one time I played Cupid? Besides, you two are practically soulmates. I only intervened in the name of true love.
Maybe Trevor will find you your soulmate.
If he does, he deserves a Nobel Prize in matchmaking. Haha, very funny.
Bingo! We found our man. Get ready, Alice.
Trevor orchestrated a date with one of the buzziest actors in town. Naturally, he gave the paparazzi a heads up, turning the dinner into a spectacle that rivaled the Super Bowl coverage. I won't deny that he was good looking. The man could make any Greek god jealous, but he seemed to be already in a committed and very toxic relationship with his phone. It was like they were stuck in a never-ending staring contest. If a UFO landed on the table, he'd probably just assume it was dessert. So, tell me something about yourself.
I have 5 million followers.
Wow, I'd be concerned if that many people were following me. That's next level stalking.
Alice, when's the wedding?
This was beyond ridiculous. I needed a bulletproof escape plan. Something as sophisticated and brilliant as my mastermind can scheme. Hey, isn't that one of the Kardashians?
A Kardashian? Where?
I took advantage of the commotion to sneak out, but just as I was about to fulfill my genius escape, I bumped into a waiter sending his tray flying in the air. It landed on the head of my date. Oh my god, I'm so... Camilo? Is that you?
Alicia, hi. What are you doing here?
I was super surprised to see Camilo, but I had to move fast. I'm actually in the midst of an escape. Care to help me?
Absolutely.
Camilo wheeled over a waiter's cart covered with a tablecloth.
Your chariot awaits, Your Majesty.
I hopped in the cart, and Camilo carried me unnoticed out of the restaurant. After we were in the clear, we two went for a walk.
By the way, I must confess, I'm a massive fan.
Oh, thank you so much.
People don't believe me when I tell them we used to date.
Do you tell people that?
Well, I know we didn't exactly date, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just expressing my wishes out loud.
Are you flirting with me right now?
I am. Who knows when I'll cross paths again with another star, especially with one as strikingly beautiful as you.
He was going all in. I tried to play it cool. That's smooth, but I'm not gonna fall for it that easily. I did. I'm not the same girl I was a couple of years ago. I was. Besides, I know you have a way with words. He did.
You know what they say, nothing worthy is ever easy.
Of course. My inner fireworks were about to start a pyrotechnic show that could rival New Year's Eve. I know, guys, I'm too weak. The rest of the night, we walked around the city just talking. It was pretty magical. The next day, Trevor woke me up.
Alice, who the hell is this?
Trevor pointed out a couple of pictures of Camilo and me walking through the city last night. Damn paparazzi. They got me again. Just an old friend.
TV and social media are going nuts over these photos. Just read these headlines. Drummer ditches movie star for poet waiter. This is genius. I am a genius.
I was about to remind him that it wasn't his idea when he went off on a long rant about how Camilo and I needed to start dating for the sake of the band. Well, I hated Trevor butting into my life like that. Dating Camilo didn't seem like a bad idea at all. For the sake of the band, of course. Over the next few weeks, Camilo and I became a thing, and Trevor's scheme worked like a charm. Strangely, every little thing we did became big news that the whole country should know. Look where we are now. Camilo's really turned things around for us. Yeah, but Camilo's writing is taking off too. It's a whole thing, though it felt strange to me. But we were too caught up in enjoying all the attention to bother about it.
Guys, you guys are breaking the internet right now. Any advice for your followers?
Just be great. Be as incredible as we are.
We know that's a pretty high bar. Yeah, I know. I wanted to pinch myself too. But dealing with fame was hard. Everyone wanted a piece of you. And soon, all this glitz and glamour also got between between Moon, Luke, and me.
You're late again.
Sorry, loves. We play in Rochester in a few days. We need to rehearse. I'm here, aren't I? Try to relax a little bit, kid. Kid? We've done hundreds of shows. It's a walk in the park.
It isn't just another show. It's our first home show since we left. Kwan is even coming back from Korea with his new girlfriend for this. It has to be perfect.
The mention of Kwan and a girlfriend struck a chord with me. He had a girlfriend now? Or was she? Why didn't Moon tell me this earlier? Why wasn't he thinking of me? I was beyond angry. What the hell, Moon? Why are you throwing Kwan and his girlfriend in my face?
She was not throwing...
This is clearly not about the show.
Of course it is. What else would it be about?
This is about you two being jealous of me and Camillo. This is about you not bearing to be under my shadow. Oh my god, you're completely delusional. Oh yeah? You two are completely... I couldn't think of a good enough adjective, so I simply stormed out. What I didn't realize was that Trevor was standing on the side, just watching the drama unfold.
Don't stress. You don't need anyone. I think you could even go solo.
What?
I mean, everybody knows you're the heart of the band. You're gonna do great things by yourself. I just know it.
Oh, shut up. I knew Trevor was trying to manipulate me, but he wasn't all wrong. The band thing was not working. We were always fighting, and I had Camillo. What was the point of continuing? Okay, let's do it. We decided it was best to keep it a secret until after the show in Rochester, which would be our last. I had fears, doubts, and a lot of anxiety, but Camillo managed to calm me down.
I'll be right there at your side.
Finally, the day of the show had arrived. My relationship with Luke and Moon was more strained than ever. To avoid them, I went to the side of the stage. The arena was packed. Everybody we knew was there. Luke's family, Moon's dad, even the goth girl was present. Wait, where's Dad? I tried to locate my father in the VIP and the crowd, but it was like finding Waldo. When even Camillo, who was supposed to bring Dad, didn't answer my calls, I started freaking out. Something felt really off. Soon after, Camillo called me from the hospital and told me there had been an accident. What? How?
I was late. Then I saw your dad's accident on the way, so I followed him to the hospital. But your dad is fine. He's resting now.
Why did nobody call me?
They said they called his emergency contact.
I'm on my way. I ran to the dressing room to grab my things. Guys, I have to go. My dad is in the hospital.
Your dad?
What happened? I explained everything, and despite our fight, Moon and Luke hugged me tightly.
Alice, I'll drive you.
Due to my shock, I hadn't noticed that Kwan was there. He looked even more attractive than before. Kwan, Snap out of it, girl. Let's go.
Whoa, Alice, stop. The show's about to start.
She needs to be at the hospital.
Family comes first, always. As she said that, I felt horrible. They were my family, and I was backstabbing them.
I don't care about your family. This is the most important show ever. We're gonna tape it for a movie. It's the farewell concert. Do you know how much money we're gonna lose?
After saying it, Trevor closed his mouth so tightly that his lips seemed to have magnets on them. Farewell concert?
Oh, it's not a big deal. Breakups sell well, and we'll have 3 products instead of 1.
Both Luke and Moon looked at me. If looks could kill, I'd be 6 feet under right now. Dad, oh my god, are you okay? What happened?
Oh, it's just a silly accident, but I'm okay.
I'm coming to see you.
What? All those people are there to see you. You're gonna play and rock that gig.
But...
No buts, Missy. Afterward, you can come see me. Not like I'm going anywhere. Rock it for your old man.
Okay, Dad. I love you.
You heard Dad, kids. Let's do it. It's showtime.
We went on stage, and the tension was crazy. I could feel Luke and Moon's hateful glares. It was as if Cyclops from the X-Men was looking at me without his glasses. The show was about to start, but I refused to be like those old dinosaur rock bands where everyone hated each other. So I did something I never did. I stepped up to the microphone. No, don't freak out. I'm not gonna sing. Hi, Rochester. I want to dedicate this show to my family, to my dad, who needs to stop riding his bike at night, and to my siblings, Luke and Moon. No one has taught me as much about love and friendship as you two have. I love you, and I'm sorry, guys. Luke and Moon smiled at me. Now that we got that out of the way, it's time to rock. Then the show finally started, and it was simply incredible. Luke, Moon, and I played like it was the first time in my garage. The show was, without a shadow of a doubt, our best. After that, we 3 reconciled in a big embrace. While they were still angry, at least now it didn't look like they were going to scheme to murder me. Shortly after, Trevor joined us. Oh, Trevor, just the man we were looking for.
What?
Should we share the honors, guys? At the count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
You are fired, kid.
Trevor tried to manipulate and scare us with threats, but when we were together, that didn't work. That's why he wanted to split the band. He knew he could control us if we were divided.
You're making a huge mistake. This is not over.
Can you close the door on your way out? Thanks. Thanks. We went to see my dad, and apart from a few scratches and a large cast on his leg, he was fine. You'd think I now had everything, and you'd be right. I had my band and friends back, my dad was okay, and I had my boyfriend. It was finally time for my lived happily ever after moment. Well, that lasted for about 2 seconds. Literally. Someone suddenly burst into the hospital room. Babe, are you alright? Mom? Babe? What are you doing? Alice. Well, I guess now I know who his emergency contact was. My mom looked at me smiling, but when she saw Camillo, her face completely transformed. Alice, get away from him. I was beyond confused. I looked at Camillo. His face revealed that he had something to confess. I imagine your faces right now are exactly like mine at that moment. Once again, fate had a curveball for me. But this is running too long. I know no one likes cliffhangers, but you know what they say, nothing worthy is ever easy. Hi, I'm Summer, and I'm a famous blogger. Please like and subscribe. I was born to a rich, single mother who owned a successful chain of hotels. Growing up, we were constantly knocking heads. She wanted me to eventually take over the family business, but I was obsessed with fashion. I launched my YouTube channel at 15, and in 3 years, I became a popular fashion influencer with over 500,000 subscribers. But Mom still wasn't convinced. One night, as I was getting ready for a yacht party, Mom came into my room with my acceptance letter to a top fashion college in France. What's this? Not now, Mom. I don't care, Summer. Quit playing around and focus on a real career instead of some foolish dream. I'm not paying for this. I don't need your money. I need you to start taking me seriously and understand that I want to do this. Why couldn't she just support my dreams? I was so relieved to see my boyfriend Charlie at the party. But 5 minutes into the event, he dragged me into a corner. Listen, babe, I don't think it's working out between us anymore. What? You're breaking up with me? Yep. You're too, basic for me. I just don't feel the sparks anymore. I was basic? He promised me the world just yesterday, and now he was dumping me? I got so furious, I grabbed a tray next to me and shoved it in his face before leaving. That should show him all the sparks he was missing. I'd only gone a few steps when I crashed into a waiter, and the next thing, I was dripping with spaghetti sauce. Are you blind? You ruined my dress! You ran into me, Miss Button Eyes. Now about that dress, go to a dry cleaner. The guy shoved some money into my hands and walked away. What an A-class jerk! Luckily, the yacht hadn't left the dock yet, so before things could get worse, I called my driver and went home. The next morning when I entered school, everyone looked at me with pitying eyes. Great, just what I needed. I felt a little better when my best friend / manager Dove showed up with my favorite coffee. OMG, girl, this must be such a shock. How are you feeling? I've been better. Poor baby, I can't imagine. Dumping you for Harriet? That's harsh. Harriet? As in my arch nemesis Harriet? She and I never got along, and when she copied my ideas for her YouTube channel, I knew she was a good-for-nothing witch. I spotted her minutes later, ready to give her a piece of my mind. First my ideas, and now my boyfriend? Is anything about you original? It's not my fault that Charlie would rather be with me. And it's only a matter of time before I take your sponsors too. And then, all your followers. Dream on. Charlie's an idiot, so you kinda did me a favor. And my sponsors won't leave me. I have them wrapped around my fingers, and my followers practically kiss the ground I walk on. Of course, I didn't mean a word I'd said. It was only to piss off Harriet. Besides, I was focused on building my college fund since Mom refused to pay for it. I had my savings, and soon I'd have enough to put me through with my new sponsorship. But the very next morning, my world exploded. Someone had hacked into my account and posted my conversation with Harriet. I quickly deleted it, but the damage was done. I was getting hate comments, and my followers were dropping by the second. Just then, Dove rushed in. I just got a call from 3 sponsors saying they're canceling their contracts with you. Told you this fashion stuff is stupid. Now, if you're done goofing around, can we decide seriously about college? No way! I'm gonna turn this around! You better, or you'll do as I say. This is your last chance. That's not fair! But Mom was already headed out the door. What a mess. I was pretty sure Harriet was behind this, so I rushed to the school to confront her. But just as I crossed the school field, I tripped and someone caught me just in time. We meet again. He was the waiter from that night. You! Ever since I met you, my life's been a mess. Don't blame me for your troubles, princess. Now, if you're done being blind for the day, could you move? You're spoiling the view. I looked over to see that he was busy painting a trash can? That dumpster is your view? He rolled his eyes and put on his headphones, completely ignoring me. Ugh, such a bozo. I continued on my way, and minutes later, I spotted Harriet in the cafeteria with Charlie. Tell me you had nothing to do with that stupid video. Oh, but I did. Besides being a fashion icon, I also happen to be a genius hacker. Why would you stoop this low? You called my baby an idiot. I had to do something. I wasn't kidding when I said that. I made Charlie popular. Strip all that attitude away, and he's nothing but a guy with an IQ of a tree. I can easily get another boyfriend anytime I want. Fine, prove it. Prom's in 2 weeks. If you find a date before that, I'll eat my words, take responsibility for the video, and say I made it all up. That should get your sponsors back. Deal? And why would I trust you when all you've done is lie and steal? Suddenly, Harriet climbed onto the table. Everyone, I have a confession. I went behind her back to steal her ideas. I'm sorry. Summer, you're the fashion queen. What the heck was that? Proof that I'll keep my word. I didn't want any bet with Harriet, but doing this was the only way to get her off my back and get my sponsors. Deal. The next guy who walks into that door will be my new boyfriend. I prayed someone hot would come through the door, but I almost fainted when I saw who it was. Oh God, no. The weird painter-waiter guy. I've already won. We'll see. I went to find Dove and told her everything. Even though she thought I was crazy, she agreed to help me. Dove was the student body president, so she could get me all the information I needed on him. His name is Martin. He transferred to our school last year and runs the school's art club. Perfect. That's where I'll start. But you know nothing about art. Of course I do. Makeup's art too. I decided to put my plan into motion by visiting Martin's art club. It was just him and 2 other guys staring at me like I was a piece of cake.
Lost your way, princess?
Call me Summer, and I'm here for my art class. Wow, did you paint that? It's amazing.
It's a dot.
It's the prettiest dot I've ever seen.
Why are you really here?
Fine. I was looking for you.
Why?
I want you to go out on a date with me. The boys in the room fell silent.
I know you think we're all pathetic, so please go and bug someone else with your jokes. I'm not interested.
Before I could say anything, he just packed his stuff and stormed off. So rude. I'm available. Ugh, as if. Later that day, Dove and I spent hours planning my next move. Just follow him around. You'll find something that you could use. I took her advice, and later when I saw him leaving the school, I followed him. I saw him park his bike near a cafe. I got down and peeked from the window to see him hugging a girl my age. Was he already dating someone? This could ruin my whole plan. I saw her leave for the bathroom and went in.
You know, stalking is illegal in all 50 states.
What? I'm just here for some coffee. That's not illegal, right? I'll have a latte, please. Martin made a face and left me to get my order. Just then, the same girl he was hugging approached me. She said she was a huge fan and wanted to say hi. Her name was Jane, and she was Martin's younger sister. Oh, thank God. As we chatted, I realized how different the 2 siblings were. She was so sweet and nothing like her sour brother. Their father was a sailor and was often away, so they lived with their grandmother and helped her run the coffee shop.
Don't you have work to do, Jane? And you, here's your order. Take it and go, won't you?
Slow down, tough guy. We're having a conversation. I'll pay for her time.
Unlike you, some of us have to work to get money.
I work hard too, you know. It's not easy to follow your dreams when... Ugh, forget it. I just turned and left. I wasn't going to allow him to talk down to me. I'd only taken a few steps when I remembered I had to make him date me to win that stupid bet. Ugh. Just then, Martin caught up with me.
Hey, I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
So, does that mean you'll go out with me?
Why? You haven't noticed me in a year, so why now?
Because I find you interesting. Think of this as an apology for not noticing you.
Since you won't leave me alone, fine, but I'll pick the place.
Deal. We exchanged numbers, and I left feeling proud of myself. Soon after, Martin texted me the address and asked me to come there at 6 a.m. sharp. Who wakes up that early on the weekend? But I had no choice, so I arrived 5 minutes early at some random dock. Suddenly, I spotted him working on one of the boats. Shirtless.
with the abs of a Greek god. Yummy cracker jackers. You're early.
Yeah, so what's the plan? He reached his arm out to help me into the boat. As soon as I took one step, I stumbled, and Martin pulled me close to keep me from falling.
You wanted a date, right? So let's take you on one.
On a boat? They're kinda unlucky for me.
So you're backing out, scaredy cat?
Scaredy cat my butt. Let's do this, sailor boy. Martin smirked at me as we untied the boat and set out onto the water. So you're a painter, sailor, waiter, anything else I should know?
You ask too many questions.
You never ask any.
What do you want to know?
You paint all the time, but no one has ever seen any of your finished stuff. Why's that?
I paint to escape the world, but I don't think I'm ready for people to see it. It's my passion, not my career.
Why not? If you're good at it, it should be your career too.
Not everyone has your confidence, fashion queen.
So, you've seen my videos, huh?
I have a sister, remember?
We laughed and talked more before he dropped me back. That entire night, I couldn't wait to go to school and see him again. He was nothing like I'd imagined. Soon after, Martin and I were always together. We would talk for hours, and once, he even agreed to paint me for one of my videos. My followers couldn't get enough of him.
Is he your new boyfriend? He's so much cuter than Charlie.
I didn't confirm the rumors, but my numbers were rising, and Harriet was not looking happy. A few days later, we had an art exhibition in our hotel, and I invited Martin. I was over the moon when he agreed, but when I saw him, I was blown away. Wow, you clean up well?
Even nerds can look good, and you.
I know. I showed him around, and we were having a great time, till Mom interrupted. The Dean of Yale is here. Go meet him and be nice. Can't, Mom. I'm in the middle of a conversation. Mom gave me a stern look, but I took Martin's hand and walked into the garden.
What was that about?
Nothing. Just Mom being Mom. She wants me to take over the family business, but I have no interest in it. My YouTube channel means everything to me. It's what I'm good at. I'm not giving up.
I think you're brave.
Suddenly, I felt Martin's hand in mine, and my heart started racing.
Let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
You'll see.
In a couple of minutes, we were parked outside his cafe. He closed my eyes and led me inside. Are you planning on kidnapping me? Another side passion?
Just wait for it. You're the first person who's ever come down here. After my mom.
I opened my eyes to a room full of phenomenal paintings. You did these? They're amazing. People should know how talented you are. You should do an exhibition. I'll talk to my mom.
Right now, all I wanted was for you to see them. I never thought I'd say this, but Summer, I like you.
I felt my stomach doing wild spins as Martin bent down to kiss me. But just then, I snapped out of it and pulled away. I gotta go.
Wait, did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't. It's just late. I'll see you in school. Bye. I ran as fast as I could to get away from him. I was head over heels in love with this guy, and he was perfect. But I was lying to him, and that was wrong. I told Dove about what had happened the next day.
You have to talk to him and explain the situation. I'm sure he'll understand that you made a bet to save your channel.
What if he doesn't? It'll break his heart. He needs to know the truth, Summer. Dove was right, and I had to do it right away. As I walked into the cafeteria later looking for him, I found Martin on his knees with a banner, asking me out to prom. Martin, there's something I need to... Oh my God, Summer, that's so cute. I turned around to see Harriet walking in our direction. Go away, Harriet. What's your name? Sharton? No. Farton? Oh, I remember. Martin, right?
Congratulations, dude. Your girlfriend just won a bet.
Shut up, moron.
Am I missing something?
You don't know. Your girlfriend here just placed a bet that she could make anyone her boyfriend. And well, you just ended up being the random dude she picked. Don't you feel special? Don't listen to her. She's just an idiot. Oh, but I'm smarter than you think. Harriet pulled out her phone and played an audio clip of me and Dove talking about how I'd made a bet to save the channel.
So, I was a bet? I thought you actually liked me. I should have known. This was too good to be true.
Wait, I can explain. I felt my heart crush as he stormed off furiously. I tried to call out to him, but he ignored me completely. Well, that was embarrassing. But a bet's a bet, and I'm a lady of my word. I'll tell everyone I'm a genius hacker and I was behind the video. I felt like I didn't even care. All I cared about was losing Martin. Harriet actually kept her side of the bet, and I got almost all of my sponsors back, but nothing made me happy anymore. I even planned on skipping prom, but Dove forced me to get dressed. Just then, Mom walked in.
So, guess you got your sponsors back, but
Not the right time, Mom.
I just came here to tell you I'll pay for your fashion school. You've worked hard, and you deserve a shot. Let's see how good you are.
I couldn't believe my ears, and I realized that if I could change her mind, I could do the same for Martin. All I needed was a chance to make him hear my side of the story. I hugged Mom tight and rushed to his cafe, but it was closed. I called his house, and his grandmother told me that his father had shown up and they were leaving for a sailing trip for a year. It'd be too late by then. I rushed to the docks and was just in time. Wait, you can't take that. That's my portrait.
I made it, so it's mine. What are you even doing here? Don't you have a prom to get to?
Not without my date.
Too bad. You should have thought about that before lying to me.
I know, but I was afraid to lose you. I thought it mattered what people said, but after meeting you, I only cared about how you felt. I'm sorry, I was stupid, but I love you, Martin.
You really mean it?
Of course. I love you, you weird waiter painter guy.
Then I guess I'll stay.
He pulled me in for a kiss, and it was worth the wait. Hi, I'm Dinah from Sweden, and I've got a story to tell you from many years ago about the weirdest parents ever. I didn't have the internet back then to keep me company, and I was just stuck with them. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. I never knew what my dad did for a living, but I knew he was a weirdo and a liar. And Mom, she was worse. We would only leave the house at night and never together. It was either me and Mom or me and Dad, and we never had any visitors. Dad always said it was safer that way, whatever that meant. I used to call myself an only child, although I had a sister. Her name was Maria. She was 2 years older than me, and she never left her room, and I was never allowed to go near her. Whenever I told Mom I wanted to see Maria, she'd get annoyed.
How many times do I have to tell you? She doesn't want to see anyone.
I knew Mom was a crazy liar. Of course my sister would want to see me. Eventually, I just stopped asking to see Maria. It was useless. Once I started school, my parents told me to even lie about who I was. They gave me a different name to tell everyone, Jane. Now remember, talk less and listen more. In fact, if you could act like you're mute, that would be perfect. Yes, Mom, I'll do exactly that. I only had one friend named Hope, and she was nice and really talkative. Once when we were in 4th grade, she said, "So Jane, why don't you ever talk about your family? You never asked." "Okay, I'm asking now. What's your family like?" "Oh, you won't believe it. They're weirdos. Dad never lets us go outside, and we never have any visitors, except some strange men he brings sometimes. And Mom, she's insane. She does whatever Dad tells her to do. Also, I have a sister, but I kind of don't have a sister. How to explain this? Okay, let me start from the beginning." And I told her every single thing about my weird family. And the next day, Hope was gone. I asked the teacher about her, and she said that she and her family had moved to another city. I was furious. That day, I screamed at my parents and blamed them for sending Hope away. They acted all innocent and said they had nothing to do with it, but I didn't believe them one bit. I didn't talk to them for days, until one night, I sneaked into the lounge and found my parents watching TV. The news channel was showing a picture of my dad with big words on the screen like liar, hypocrite, and fraud. And even worse, my picture and my mom's were also being shown. I knew it! You're an evil man, a criminal. Finally, everyone knows who you really are, and they'll take me away. Me and my sister will be free. Mom came running to me and picked me up and took me to my room. Put me down!
Pack your things, Dinah. We're leaving.
What? Where? Why?
There's no time for questions.
I'm not doing anything you say. I slammed the door behind Mom and locked it. I climbed into my bed feeling furious, and after some time I dozed off. And when I woke up, I was in a different room. Apparently, we had moved to another city. I was so pissed at my parents. But at least I'd go to a new school now and have new friends that I could tell everything to. But one night, Dad came to my room with a gift.
This doll is for you, baby.
I'm too old for dolls, Dad. Do you even know how old I am?
Well, we have the entire year to know each other because I've decided to homeschool you.
What? There's no way that's gonna happen. Dad ignored me, but I was determined not to be homeschooled. Whenever they tried to teach me, I'd come up with some excuse. Nope, I'm sick. My eyebrows are hurting. Ugh, I had a bad dream that a chicken ate me. I'm still not over it. Try tomorrow. And it kept going on like that for a year until my parents gave up.
Dinah, you can join school now, and even use your real name.
You mean my real name? And everyone would know I'm your daughter?
Yes, honey, exactly.
You guys are awful. I saw Dad on TV. Now that everyone knows he's evil, you want people to know that I'm your daughter? No way. I'm not falling for your games again. You're gonna give me a fake name, you hear me?
No, your dad isn't a bad person, Dinah. It was all a big misunderstanding, and it's cleared now.
Don't defend him. I don't believe you.
Don't believe us, but you're still going with your real name.
Fine, but I'm not showing anyone my face then. I'm gonna wear a mask and a hoodie, and no one will ever know who I am.
That's not going to happen.
I didn't ask for permission. I'm done listening to you guys. I'm going to school, and I'm wearing a mask. Period.
My parents didn't argue with me anymore, and they just left the room. And the next day, I wore a hoodie and a mask and went to school. Everyone was staring at me, but I didn't care. When the teacher asked me to introduce myself, I ignored her and went to sit at the back. And I noticed after some time that the girl next to me was constantly looking at me. Can you stop staring, please? You're making me uncomfortable.
Well, you're making me uncomfortable. But I gotta say, the mask idea is genius. It's the perfect way to hide your ugly face. But I'm sure you're not uglier than me. I should wear a mask too.
I'm not ugly, and neither are you.
Oh, come on. You're a liar too? Look at my nostrils. They're so wide you can see my brain. And penguins have better teeth than mine. And this dent in my chin, it looks like I have a butt on my face. My eyebrows are like a bridge over my eyes. Giraffes are competing with me for the longest neck. And see this mole.
Oh, God, stop talking. Why do you hate your face so much? It's not that bad.
Yeah, it is. I have 6 sisters, and I'm the ugliest. Yeah, they told me. They're all beautiful like models, while me, not even close. I mean, look at my legs. My calves are like tree trunks, and my nails, I bite them and chew them sometimes. They don't taste that bad. The point is, my hands are the ugliest.
Please, stop talking. I'm not used to someone who talks a lot.
Why? No one talks to you? What about your family? Are they dead? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot. My sisters say that too.
No, they're not dead. Can you please stay quiet unless I ask you something?
So, you're not going to tell me about your family, huh? I told you everything about myself. Also, you expect me to shut up so I won't annoy your majesty? Who do you think you are? You're just a weirdo with a mask.
I didn't mean to upset you. Listen, I'll tell you everything once I trust you.
Why can't you trust me now?
I just need some time, okay?
Fine. I trust all people, especially the weird ones. But whatever.
Oh my God. Her name was Nastya, and she was nuts. But at least she was helpful. She gave me a tour of the school and helped me get familiar with everything. But she wouldn't stop introducing me to everyone.
Hey guys, this is Dinah. She doesn't like talking about her family. Weird, right? And I still don't know anything about the mask. And no, she says she's not ugly.
I knew there was no use asking her to shut up, so I just waved to the kids and kept walking. Nastya and I got closer over the coming weeks, and I started to trust her
a little bit.
But that was a mistake. One day, we were walking down the hallway when we saw a group of girls coming towards us, and Nastya freaked out.
Oh my God, that's Eva!
Before I could ask her who that was, Nastya got down on her knees and held Eva's hand.
How are you today, our princess? How was your trip?
Oh, get up, Nastya. You're pathetic. I just saw you this morning, and you asked the same questions, and I ignored you. Can't you take a hint? And who is this weirdo?
That's Dinah, my best friend. She's at your service. She likes you so much. No, she adores you.
No, I don't. I don't even know who she is. And she doesn't seem very nice. Oh, we have a brave one here. That's a lot of nerve for someone who covers their face. Let me guess. You're the school bully. Gotcha. Nastya, let's go. We don't have time for this. I started walking away, but Nastya didn't move. I don't think you understand how things work around here. Everyone does what Eva says. Girls, catch her and take her to the bathroom. You too, Nastya. Now. The girls started approaching me, including Nastya. I couldn't believe it. No, Nastya, are you crazy? You're my friend. But as she kept coming closer with a cold face, I suddenly slapped her hard. Just then a teacher came into the hallway and Eva whistled to the girls and they all backed off and followed her, like they were her pets. And I couldn't believe that the only person I trusted a bit turned out to be as terrible as my parents. I was never going to talk to Nastya again, but I had a bigger problem right now. Eva. It looked like I'd made an enemy out of the most feared girl in school. I found out from some kids that she was 2 years older than me, and she could make or break your life here. And she was untouchable. Eva has perfect grades and perfect manners in class, and the teachers worship her. She never gets into trouble.
She put stolen exam papers in my sister's locker and got her expelled
Just because my sister refused to do her homework.
My best friend is in therapy because of how much Eva hurt her.
Jeez, this girl seemed like a monster. And now, I was wondering what she'd do to me. The next day when Nastya walked into the classroom, I almost fell off my seat. She was wearing an avocado-shaped outfit with 2 horns on her head. Everyone was laughing as she sat down.
What are you staring at?
Why are you wearing that?
What? You're the only one allowed to look weird?
I don't care, dude. Be as weird as you like. It's not like we're friends. Why was I even talking to her? And Nastya didn't take off that ugly outfit for days. But then one day I was in the bathroom stalls when I heard some voices outside.
Eva, I've been wearing this for 4 days and it's itchy. Can't I take it off now?
A deal's a deal, loser. You begged me not to hurt Dinah, and I said I'd leave her alone if you wore the outfit for a week. Now stop whining, or else. Wait, Eva hadn't hurt me because of what Nastya did? I peeked out the door to see Eva leaving, and then I came out. You've been wearing this ridiculous costume for me? Why are you doing this? You don't have to be so afraid of that witch, Nastya. I'm not.
That's because you don't know her, Dinah. She's my sister. I have to do what she says, or she'll make me miserable.
She's already making you miserable, can't you see? You can't live like a coward.
Coward? Says the girl who can't show her real face to anyone. And if you had a sister, you'd understand.
I do.
Do what?
I have a sister. I don't know what happened, but the moment I said the word sister, I broke down and started crying like crazy. And I told Nastya everything, but I made sure not to mention my parents' names. When I was done, Nastya didn't say anything. She just hugged me tight. Despite my protests, Nastya wore the outfit for the whole week, and we started hanging out again. Eva seemed to keep her distance, but I didn't trust her one bit. A few days later, Nastya came running to me excitedly at recess.
Oh my God, Dinah, you won't believe this. You know that cute jock Peter I have a crush on? The one in Eva's class? I saw him putting this note in my locker. Pinch me or punch me. I think I'm dreaming.
I saw the note, and he'd asked her out to the Valentine's Day dance. You saw him put this there?
With my own ugly eyes. No, my eyes must be beautiful if Peter likes me.
But Nastya, has he ever even talked to you before? Why is he suddenly asking you out?
What's your point, Dinah?
I mean, what if this is a prank? What if Eva planned it? And suddenly, Nastya looked mad.
Gosh, you really can't trust anyone, can you? And basically what you're saying is, why would someone like Peter ask out someone like me, right?
No, that's not what I said.
You didn't have to. I'm not as stupid as I look. You're no better than my sisters.
And before I could reply, Nastya ran away tearfully. I tried talking to her the next few days, but she just acted like I was invisible. I had no plans to go to the Valentine's Day dance. I didn't even have a date. But my gut feeling kept telling me something about the whole Peter thing was off. So an hour before the party, I decided to go. And when I got there, it was worse than I'd feared. I saw Nastya walking up to Peter and tapping him on the shoulder. He turned around and burst out laughing.
Well, hello, Nastya. I didn't know this was a party for clowns.
I didn't get the joke. Sorry, my sisters say I'm dumb.
Girl, what's wrong with your makeup? Did you do it sitting on a roller coaster in the dark?
No, my sister Eva did it.
You're kidding, right? Eva always looks perfect. And you look like a mess.
That's no way to talk to your date, dude.
Date? Are you out of your mind? I'm here with Eva, loser.
I'd heard enough. I ran forward and punched Peter in the face. Shut up, you jerk. Don't talk to my friend like that. Just as I took Nastya's hand to get her out of there, I heard Eva whistle, and her friends grabbed me. Oh, Dinah, you're about to find out how stupid it is to mess with me. But I really want to see your face before I teach you a lesson. With that, Eva leapt forward and snatched my mask off. But suddenly, she screamed in pain. Ow! Nastya, let go, you psycho! Nastya had jumped onto Eva and was pulling her hair so hard, I thought she'd take them right off her scalp. Her minions ran to help Eva, but Nastya wasn't backing off.
I am a psycho. Don't mess with me or Dinah, or I swear, Eva, I'll chop your hair off in your sleep. I'll find the fattest rats and set them loose in your room. I'll switch all your Diet Coke with regular Coke so you'll get fat. I won't stop until you're as miserable as you've made me. Suddenly, the other kids started cheering for Nastia and pushed Eva's minions away. And Eva looked furious. She screamed as everyone booed her and stormed off with her gang. I hugged Nastia tight, and suddenly, she gasped. Dinah, that's the first time I'm seeing your face. Wow, you're gorgeous. Oh God, in all the chaos, I'd forgotten my mask was off. And now everyone had seen me, and they were giving me compliments about how pretty I was. And then I heard the dreadful words.
Wait a second. I know your dad. He was the famous politician who was accused of stealing public funds. We saw him all over the news.
What? Dad was a politician? And he was a thief? No, you're confusing me with someone else. My dad isn't a thief.
No, it's you. I saw the pictures too. And yeah, of course he's not a thief. Your dad is an honest, kind man. Everyone knows he was proved innocent.
Yeah, he helped a lot of people, including my cousins. He must be like a hero to you. What in the world? So my dad was actually a good man? I was so shocked and I couldn't breathe. I just ran away and Nastia followed me. I went straight back home to confront my parents.
You're not wearing your mask.
Just tell me one thing. People are saying you used to be a politician, Dad. A very kind one. Is that true?
Yes, honey. We tried telling you he was a good man, but you never listened.
Why didn't you tell me the truth from the start? Why did you treat me badly?
Sweetheart, we never meant to treat you that way. There were many people who wanted to hurt me while you were growing up, and we thought the less you knew, the less danger you'd be in. We're sorry we didn't tell you the truth. We just didn't want to scare you.
What about my sister? I want to see her, now! My parents looked at each other and then led me to her room. I saw her for the first time lying on her bed, sleeping peacefully.
She's been in a coma for years. We were wrong to keep this a secret, but we didn't want you to feel sad about her. We're sorry for all of this, Dinah. We love you so much.
She's so beautiful, just like you. I turned around to see Nastia and I hugged her. Guys, I think it's time for you to hug your daughter. Such weirdos. My parents joined our hug and I whispered, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We love you.
I love you too. I love you 3. Cheesy, but who cares?
Hello, I'm so sorry I'm late. You won't believe the afternoon I've just had. Oh, lemonade, thanks. No ice? Not much lemon and sugar either, so just water then. It's okay, I'm not a fussy person. Anyway, yeah, my mother had one of her breakups, and she was crying, and I was trying to be a nice, supportive daughter.
Mom, your stupid boyfriend stole my favorite jacket. I know it's him. He's always had his eye on it, and if I ever find him wearing it, I'll strangle him with it.
By the time I was done comforting her, I missed the bus. Then I dashed to the subway station and barely managed to squeeze into a jam-packed train. And then this couple started baby talking in my face. The guy was all like, "Aw, my baby broke a nail. I'm gonna kiss that boo-boo away." And the girl was like,
"Oh, Schmoopy, I love you so much."
Oh, God. How can anyone with an ounce of self-respect talk like that? Then they started kissing, literally in my ear. I mean, the girl was leaning against me for support, and I could see the guy had spinach stuck in his teeth. Ugh, I just couldn't take it anymore, okay? I shouted at them to get a room, and then everyone around me started booing me for harassing 2 people in love. Someone even threw a tomato at me. This is why I hate romantic love, and how ridiculous it makes people. Actually, wait, don't start thinking I'm some love-hating, bitter person just yet. Hi, I'm Fiona, and before I explain myself, please like and subscribe. I grew up with a single mom and my half-sister Mila, who's 5 years older than me. The 2 are like peas in a pod. Basically, both of them aren't acting their respective ages. And me? Well, the only thing I have in common with them is that we all like chocolate, which is nothing remarkable given that 86% of the world's population likes chocolate. No, I didn't check this on Google, but you get my point, right? Mom had Mila at 18, and then 5 years later, she had me with another loser, who I kind of feel lucky not knowing, because I've seen the guys Mom picks, and it's not pretty. Like once when I was 7, Mom brought home this guy who claimed to be, wait for it, a prince from a far-off land. Even then, I could tell he was just a con man with a fake accent. And look, he came bearing royal gifts. this belt for Mom because her back hurts a lot, a makeup set for Mila, who was 12 at the time, and a watch for me. Trust me, this is the original condition. So, which country are you from?
Pajamastan. My people wear pajamas day and night, and everyone's comfortable and happy.
And where is this place? Can you show me on this map?
See that tiny island next to Pakistan? That one.
You're pointing to Africa, dude. Pakistan's in Asia.
It recently shifted to Africa. Your map's old.
That doesn't make any sense.
Your mama doesn't make any sense.
He stayed for free with us for 3 weeks, then finally stole Mom's jewelry and vanished off the face of the earth, pretty much like the country he rules. And my sister? Well, she has a serial dating problem. You know those girls who just can't be without a boyfriend ever? She's already in another relationship before she's fully out of the last one. Also, Mila has 2 types. One is the macho criminal type, like if she ever wants a reunion party for her exes, she'd have to arrange it in prison. This last guy she was dating had tattoos all over and gold chains around his neck. And surprise, surprise, he turned out to be some low-level drug dealer. Talk about a walking cliche. The second type is pathetic losers. Boys with terrible self-esteem who keep telling Mila that she's way out of their league. Now, these guys are slightly better than the macho jerks, but I don't respect them either. For example, see this guy? Let's call him Peter. What is this loser even wearing? The first time I met Peter, I walked into Mila's room thinking some homeless dude had broken in, and I hit him with my shoe. Which brings me to a question for all you guys out there. What happened to basic grooming and occasionally washing your face? Is that a very tall order? If you're watching, please comment below and explain this to me, okay? Because when I see old Hollywood movies with their impeccably dressed heroes, I just swoon. When and why did guys decide it was cool to look like you just got out of bed and wear low-rise pajama pants that introduced me to your butt crack on the first date? I haven't even fully observed your eye color yet, and I had to see that? No. I did not want this level of intimacy. Sorry, I got off track. So yeah, Mom and Mila's collective dating record plays out like the soap operas they love. Never-ending and full of dumb characters and unnecessary drama. And I swore I'd never be like them. I'd pick the right guy. Because it's not that I hate romance. Like, come on, who doesn't want someone like Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice? There's a reason why 91.5% of the female population adores Mr. Darcy. No, I didn't Google that either. I just make this stuff up. Get with the program. Of course I want some handsome, sophisticated guy to see me across the room and be captivated by my intelligent eyes. Then we exchange witty banter and stinging insults, and he falls hopelessly in love with me. And I find out that, despite his flaws, he is in fact my perfect match. But in reality, I just can't seem to get past the flaws. I swear I try, but it's not been looking good since the 6th grade. See this love letter a boy gave me back then? I'm writing with a red crayon to show my love is like a lion. I'm writing with a brown to show you I'm down. Circle, I love, hate you, mark. He wrote this in 6th grade. What was I supposed to be impressed by? The obviously low IQ? Looking into my recent dating history, let's start with Mr. Buttcrack. He works at the local movie theater, and he looks all right in his uniform. He cracked a funny movie line, I laughed, and we exchanged numbers. Such a mistake.
Sup, girl?
Sup, girl? No, hello, nice to see you. I'll pull out your chair. Nah. Why even bother using proper words, girl? He chewed like a cow. Told me he had no plans to go to college because he already had a job, and said he was gonna live rent-free with his parents forever.
Sounds sweet, right? Oh, you see that dork with the broken glasses? I gave him a wedgie yesterday.
I couldn't wait for this date to end. I leaned in for a quick goodbye hug just to be polite, but he kissed me instead, and it felt like kissing the bark of a tree. Dude, ever heard of a thing called lip balm? Then there's Mr. Pretentious Windbag. A friend set me up with him, saying he was just my type. Yeah, we're not friends anymore.
The foie gras is spectacular, almost as good as the one I have in France. Have you tried the caviar yet? Please have some. It's not every day you get to taste such exquisiteness. And oh, this rabbit, what's that smoky flavor? I'm getting hints of oak and maple.
Nobody cares, dude. Just shut up and let me eat. I tried ending this evening with a hug too, but he leaned in for a kiss and just pause for a sec. See how moist his lips are? Like, they're too moist. What does he use on them? French butter? Ugh, okay, you can continue now.
there's no getting out of this kiss for me. Ugh. Then there was Mr. Sweet Tooth. He kept calling me things like cupcake, muffin, sugar cookie, cream puff. What am I, a girl or a bakery item? Then the ugly crier. He actually seemed fine, till we went to see a sad play together. And I've never in my life seen anyone look so hideous when they cry, and so loud. He's not with me. I don't know this loser. Whoever you are, man, get a grip. He broke up with me for not having a heart. At least I have self-control. The gay guy in denial. He kept checking out the male waiter's butts on our date. So what can a girl do? The shirtless guy. Do I even need to elaborate? The moonwalker. Yeah, all he wanted to do was moonwalk in public and have everyone tell him he's the next Michael Jackson. Oh, so annoying. Yeah, I'd rather be single. One evening, our rich neighbor's kids had arranged a grand birthday party, and they'd invited the whole neighborhood. Mom and Mila looked like they were going to a dance club. Why are you two dressed up like that? I know you're on a manhunt, but it's a kid's birthday party, for crying out loud.
And kids are supervised by adults. You always have to be ready, love. What if today's the day I meet my soulmate?
Exactly. And why are you always dressed like a nursery school teacher, Fiona? What? My cardigan and skirt are cute. Loose the cardigan, and I'd trim the skirt by about 6 inches. I might as well go in my underwear then. Now we're getting somewhere. Ugh, these two. Mom and Mila did find guys to flirt with, while I sat in a corner eating cake and wondering why people ever willingly have children. They scream at the pitch of opera singers, carry a million germs, and think the universe revolves around them. Just then, our flustered-looking neighbor said she had to take her twins to the bathroom, and could I look after her baby? And then she just dumped him on me. FYI, I don't hate babies, like I'm not a psychopath. It's just that, well, babies are boring, and it's unfair to expect me to go gaga over them just because I'm a girl. No, my womb doesn't tingle every time I see a baby. And just look at this one. All it's doing is staring at me and making spit bubbles. This is about as much fun as spending time with a potato. Just then, I spotted the party clown and handed the baby to him. Can you just hang on to it till this woman with red hair comes around? She's the mom of the crazy birthday twins. Just hand it over in one piece, okay?
Are you calling the baby it?
Yeah, I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. Also, I really don't care.
It's a girl, and she's my niece.
Oh, she's very cute. Wait, your niece?
Yeah, I'm the birthday twin's uncle. I live here. Who are you again?
We've been living next door for ages. I've never seen you around before.
Next door? Are you... Wait, Fiona? I'm Edward. We used to play together as kids. I went away to boarding school and then college.
Oh my god, Edward, yes! You're the weirdo who would eat Snickers bars with a knife and a fork.
You're the crazy girl who waxed my leg and said all men are loser babies when I cried. You were kind of a jerk to me, actually. Looks like you haven't changed much.
Excuse me?
I mean, you still seem like the warm, affectionate soul I remember. I'll see you around.
Don't hold your breath. That clown sounded condescending, right? Like, I think he just called me a jerk, right? A few days later, I got out of college and headed to my favorite Chinese restaurant for lunch. This place has been around for 50 years, guys. And if you're ever in this part of town, you gotta try Mrs. Jianbing's dumplings. And what the? There was a sign outside the restaurant that said sold. I rushed in to find Mrs. Jianbing telling other customers that they'd only be serving for another month. But why did you sell this place? Everyone loves your food.
Oh, we've been struggling a lot lately, dear. Besides, the people who bought us are going to open a huge Chinese restaurant next door. We can't compete with them. It's for the best. Oh, there's one of our new buyers.
I turned around to see a young guy walk in, and he looked good. The hair, the crisp white shirt, the perfectly creased pants, and then the cologne hit me. Oof.
Hello, Mrs. Jianbing. How you doing today? Oh, hi, Fiona. Is everything okay? You're not blinking much.
How my name, how...
Are you having a stroke? It's me, Edward.
Edward? Edward who? Edward the clown? You bought this place?
My family, but yeah, it was my idea. We're opening a restaurant next door.
Yeah, I heard. Don't you feel guilty forcing the owners to sell?
We made them a great offer, and they accepted. We didn't force anyone.
Well, you're still responsible for shutting them down. And trust me, the people of this town won't support your business. We're loyal around here.
I've done my research, and I think we'll do just fine. Also, I think you'll be a regular at our place.
You think wrong.
Okay, no worries. You won't be missed.
Ugh, the nerve of rich people, just driving out small business and then acting like they're doing humanity a favor. Besides, what did this guy know about Chinese food? Later that night, I found Mila spying on him with binoculars. Have you seen that boy next door? He's scrumptious.
Stop that. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Also, he's younger than you.
Yeah, so, you were kind of mean to him as a kid.
I don't remember that.
I'm sure you do. He was a neat freak who didn't like getting his clothes dirty, and he'd always arrange his things in a certain order, and you kept messing with him. Also, you gave him a wedgie once.
Honestly, I'm not sure why I was a jerk to Edward. It's probably Mila and Mom who gave me my issues with boys from an early age. But why was this guy getting under my skin now? Oh, yeah, it's because he called me a jerk and he was shutting down my favorite Chinese place. I had to keep hating him, and I seemed to bump into him way more than I would have liked. I was going over to Mrs. Jianbing's every day now, and Edward was always overseeing the construction next door. But he also frequently visited the coffee shop where I worked as a waitress. What shall I have today? Yeah, take your time. I've got nothing to do. Let's see. Okay, never mind. I'll just have my usual. I don't have your usual memorized. I literally order the same thing every day. And you thought I put it down in my diary? No, just your brain. But it's okay. I understand. Waitressing is hard for you. Are you saying I'm dumb? No, I'm just saying that you don't have the best people skills. You should think about joining the army. And you should think about joining the garbage dump. And then one night, Edward turned up at our door with a cake and flowers. You took a job as a delivery boy? Sorry, wrong house. These are for your mom and sister. I never visit someone's place empty-handed. What a gentleman. So, anything for me? Yeah, a proposal. I'd like you to be my date for a charity gala. Did you just ask me out? What made you think I'd say yes? Well, you keep spying on me with your binoculars. Clearly, you have a crush on me. That's not me. I mean, it's not anybody here. You're hallucinating. Okay, if you insist. And it's not a real date. I just need any girl, and you're my neighbor. So, it's convenient. My ex will probably be there, and I didn't want to turn up alone, okay? Say yes, and I'll find another coffee shop to go to every day. You got yourself a deal. I know, he was the rich, annoying guy I had to hate, but it was hard to remember that when he picked me up for the gala in his tuxedo. And then he looked at me, not in a sleazy way, but in his cool, smooth, I'm noticing everything about you way that made my knees buckle a bit. It's an art, guys, and this dude knows it. You look lovely. At the gala, I could see how people responded to his charm. He pulled out my chair first, ate with exquisite manners, and made sure to include everyone in the conversation. Just then, a lady asked if someone could hold her baby for a while, and Edward immediately volunteered, and something really strange started happening to me. What is it about men and babies put together? I mean, I'd seen Edward the clown with his niece before, but Edward James Bond cooing at a baby? This was different. Something about him looking so manly, but being sweet and gentle with her was short-circuiting my brain. And was that my womb tingling finally? Did I want Edward or did I want a baby? I felt so confused. I need some fresh air. It's getting hot in here. Be right back. When I returned, I stopped short seeing Edward standing next to a beautiful girl. I felt I was watching in slow motion as she laughed, then reached out and casually took off a piece of lint from his coat with her perfectly manicured hand. Except that there was nothing casual about it. It was such a girlfriendy move. You don't take lint off a random guy's coat. Dang it, they looked like a golden Hollywood couple, and I didn't like it. So, that girl you were talking to, who was she? Oh, that's my ex. Right, she's gorgeous. Yeah, she really is. Do you think she seemed happy to see me? She looked happy, yeah. Cool. Thanks, Fiona. You were a big help tonight. He ended the night with a strong pat on my back like he was burping a baby. True to his word, Edward stopped coming to the coffee shop, and I felt disappointed. A few times when I went to the Chinese restaurant, he wasn't there either. Yeah, he'd reconnected with Miss Universe for sure and was busy with her. And I didn't want to care, but I did. A few days later, I got home from work to find Mom looking upset. Mila went on a trip with her boyfriend and was supposed to be back yesterday. I haven't heard from her, and her cell phone is off. We called all her friends, but no one had a clue. We thought if she wasn't back by morning, we'd report her missing. But I was sick with worry. I went out for some air and had just walked a few steps when I ran straight into someone. Great. I'd ordered this specialty cake for Mom. Hey, Fiona, what's wrong? I probably looked worse than the ugly crier telling Edward about Mila. He asked me everything we knew about her boyfriend and said he'd report it to the police immediately. We'll find her. There's probably a good reason why her phone's off. Get some rest, and I'll keep you updated. Mom and I must have dozed off while waiting to hear from Edward because it was morning when I woke up to find Mila burst in and Mom crying as she hugged her. I jumped to hug her too and then pushed her hard. Where were you, idiot?
I was at this cabin with Kyle and his friends, and suddenly there was a police raid. We all got thrown in jail, and I wasn't allowed to make a phone call. Kyle is part of some criminal gang. Can you believe it?
Of course I can believe it. God, don't you ever learn anything? Maybe you would if you stopped dating for 2 seconds and spent some time alone with yourself to think about why you keep messing up. Is your self-worth so low that you need constant validation from stupid pieces of garbage?
Fiona, honey, calm down.
No, Mom, I will not calm down. You two keep acting like dumb teenagers, and it's not cute. Just grow up already. I was still fuming in my room hours later when there was a knock on my door. Can we talk without you biting my head off? We can try. Look, you're right. I keep making terrible choices. I'm sorry, and I'll work on getting my act together, okay? Okay, and I'm really glad you're all right. How'd you get out of jail? Oh, Edward tracked me down somehow. He drove out 3 hours to come get me and paid the bail. He must really like you to make so much effort. What? No, he's just a gentleman. I'll go thank him. I know you don't want relationship advice from me, but Edward's a special guy, so don't let him go easily, okay? Just tell him you like him. I know you do. And so what if he doesn't like you back? I've been rejected by thousands of guys, and I'm fine. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Also, it's good to put yourself out there for someone worthwhile. Wow, you sound almost wise. So bizarre. Just go. Edward wasn't home, but their maid told me he'd gone to the restaurant. My heart was pounding as I thought about what I'd say to him, and then it started to rain. Great. This is how I wanted to confess my feelings. Looking like a wet poodle. Edward was alone in the restaurant and looked surprised to see me.
Fiona, you're soaked. Here, take my jacket. I'll get you something warm.
He ran off to the kitchen and came back with soup and dumplings.
We're testing out our menu today. Want to give these a try?
Okay, sure. Although I'm not happy about it. Oh my god. These taste exactly like Mrs. Jianbing's.
I hired her as the chef. That was always the plan, but I didn't tell you because you'd already assumed I'm a rich jerk who doesn't care about a small business owner. I told you, you're gonna be a regular here.
Okay, that's my cue to embarrass myself. So here goes. Edward, I came here to help you for thanking Mila, but there's more. And it's probably totally the wrong time because you just rekindled things with your ex, but I like you, okay? Yeah, I like you. Wow, this is so liberating. I really like you, Edward. And I don't care if you like me back because I was still strong enough to say it, and I'm so proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. Also, I didn't rekindle anything with my ex. I literally took you to the gala to see if you'd get jealous of her. I like you too, Fiona.
Really? Why?
Because you act so much tougher than you are, and it's really cute.
I am tough. Remember I gave you a wedgie once? I can do so much worse if you turn out to be a jerk.
I'll keep that in mind. Now please shut up so I can kiss you.
It was just as magical as I'd imagined, and it looks like I'd met my match. Yeah, I'm not gonna say, and then we lived happily ever after, 'cause that's dumb and cliched and not real. We lived happy most of the time ever after, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else. Have you ever stared at yourself in the mirror and literally didn't recognize the person staring back? Welcome to my life. A masterclass in fake it till you make it. Hi, my name is Tessa, and I've been living a lie since I was 6. That's when the Crawfords adopted me. Initially, it felt like a dream come true. A mansion the size of a small country, a garage full of cars, and parents who paraded me around like their favorite charity project.
And this is our daughter, Tessa.
We rescued her from that dreadful orphanage. But as I got older, the constant stares and whispers started to get to me. I was tired of being the adopted one in a family of blue-eyed, perfect-looking people.
Why don't you look like your parents? Are you like the help or something?
So by the time I started at a new high school, I took matters into my own hands. Every morning, my routine was the same. Wake up in my perfect room, put on my perfect clothes, and finish with the most important part. Blue contact lenses to cover up my boring brown eyes. The Crawfords never asked me to hide who I was, but they never stopped me either. And honestly, it was easier this way. No more questions, no more explanations, just Tessa Crawford, the perfect daughter with the perfect blue eyes that matched her perfect parents. And that perfect image didn't stop there. Very soon, I was the queen bee of my school. Top of the social pyramid, an Instagram feed that looked like a fashion magazine, and grades that would make
any parent's proud. I had the whole package. Well, except for one seriously annoying problem. Ryan Bennett, king of the jocks, heir to Bennett Corp, and owner of the world's most punchable face, who'd been trying to make me his girlfriend since freshman year.
Come on, Tessa! We're practically royalty at this school. Can you imagine the power couple we'd be? Our parents practically run this town together.
Wow, Ryan. When you put it like that, I'd still rather date a cactus. But I always kept the rejection light and friendly. See, Ryan wasn't just annoying. He was the kind of guy who'd destroy your entire social life if you bruised his ego. And with our parents' businesses connected, I couldn't risk it. So I played nice, while mentally calculating how quickly I could escape every conversation. My perfectly crafted fake life was running smoothly, until he came along like a wrecking ball. Ethan Cole. New kid. Foster child. Always carrying a beat-up sketchbook and wearing clothes splattered with so much paint they looked like a Jackson Pollock original. The second he walked into class, I knew Ryan would make him his personal chew toy.
Hey, Goodwill, did a rainbow throw up on you, or is that your idea of fashion?
His squad of brainless hyenas erupted in laughter, while I sank lower in my seat in embarrassment. But Ethan? He just looked at Ryan with this amused expression, like Ryan was a toddler having a tantrum in a grocery store.
Genuine creativity intimidates those with empty lives. Thanks for the psychological case study.
What? Nobody talked to Ryan Bennett like that. Ever. Ryan's face turned blazing red. But before he could respond, the teacher walked in. I thought that would be the end of it. Man, could I be more wrong? Over the next week, Ryan and his goons accidentally spilled paint all over Ethan's English essay, shoved him into lockers when teachers weren't looking, and even started an Instagram account dedicated to mocking his secondhand clothes, calling him a peasant painter. Through it all, Ethan kept a poker face, never giving them the satisfaction of seeing him crack. But I noticed the shadow under his eyes growing darker each day. Then came the art show event. Ethan had entered his painting into the district competition, a breathtaking piece that showed a small child reaching for the stars. I overheard him telling the art teacher it had taken him 3 months to create. When I arrived at school the next morning, there was a crowd gathered in the hallway. I pushed through to see Ethan standing in front of what remained of his painting, now slashed to ribbons, with crude words spray-painted across it, while Ryan and his friends were snickering nearby. For just a split second, Ethan's mask slipped. I saw tears in his eyes as he gathered his destroyed canvas with trembling hands. No one else seemed to notice. They were already moving on to the next piece of hallway gossip. But I couldn't look away. That afternoon, I did something completely insane. I wrote an actual physical note, like we were living in the Stone Age, and slipped it into his locker. You're stronger than they know. Just don't give up. Then, I lurked behind a pillar like some deranged stalker, watching as he found it. When he smiled, this genuine, surprised smile that transformed his entire face, I felt this weird flutter in my chest. But I didn't dare actually talk to him. Are you kidding? Me, Tessa Crawford, voluntarily interacting with the paint-splattered foster kid? That would be social suicide. Still, I couldn't stop thinking about him. How could anyone be so comfortable just existing as themselves? One day after school, I spotted Ethan sneaking off with his paint supplies, and something possessed me to follow him. I felt like the world's worst spy, ducking behind trees and cars, praying nobody from school would see me. He led me to this abandoned playground, rusted swings barely hanging on, a slide covered in graffiti, the whole post-apocalyptic vibe. But Ethan walked straight to a crumbling concrete wall and started painting the most incredible mural I'd ever seen. I crept closer to get a better look when, oh my God, I'd stepped on an empty soda can. I dove behind the slide and quickly climbed up.
my heart threatening to explode out of my chest. And then, because the universe hates me, my phone started blaring my ringtone.
Shut up! Oh my god, shut up!
In my panic to silence it, the phone went flying out of my hands, skidding down the slide, and landing directly at Ethan's feet.
Well, hello there, mysterious stalker's phone. Let's see who's calling.
He picked it up, then answered with a smirk.
Thank you for calling Stalkers R Us. Your business is important to us. Please hold while I locate the owner of this phone.
What? Who is this? Where's Tessa?
Ah, Tessa. She just went to the bathroom. Can I take a message?
Yes.
Tell her that her parents are leaving for a charity gala in Paris in an hour.
And we'll see her in a few days.
Then Mom just hung up, and I wanted to evaporate on the spot. I slowly emerged from my hiding spot, face burning hotter than the sun. I can explain. I was
Following me? Pretty sure that's defined as stalking in all 50 states.
I wasn't stalking you. I was taking a shortcut, and then I saw you and got curious.
A shortcut through an abandoned playground surrounded by a chain-link fence with no trespassing signs every 5 feet?
Okay, fine. I followed you. Happy now? Just don't tell anyone at school, okay? I have a reputation. Instead of mocking me, Ethan just laughed. Like he genuinely found the whole situation hilarious.
Your secret's safe with me, princess.
He gestured toward his mural. A stunning scene of people helping each other during a storm, sharing umbrellas and reaching out their hands to pull others to safety.
Want to see what I'm working on? Up close?
And that was the beginning of the end for the fake Tessa Crawford. Over the next few weeks, I started sneaking away to meet Ethan at that playground. At first, I told myself it was just artistic curiosity, and I liked watching him paint. But the truth was, I liked talking to him. Really talking. Not the fake small talk I did with my friends where we discussed nothing but Instagram likes and who was dating who. One night, sitting on those rusty swings, I finally told him the truth. I've been adopted since I was 6. The Crawfords, they've given me everything a girl could dream of. The house, the clothes, the opportunities. And I'm sure they love me, in their own way. But what I've really wanted the most is their attention, you know? And they're usually too busy with their galas and business meetings to give me that. Sometimes I feel more like a charity project than their daughter.
Is that why you hide your real eyes?
I nearly toppled off the swing. How did you...
The blue doesn't quite match your skin tone. Also, the way you're always rubbing your eyes when you think no one's looking. I don't think it's the most comfortable thing in the world.
They do get uncomfortable after wearing them all day.
So take them out.
What? No,
There's no one here but me, Tess.
Something in his voice made me trust him. With shaking hands, I carefully removed the first one, then the other, blinking as my eyes adjusted. And then, I finally looked up at him.
For what it's worth, your real eyes are way more captivating. They've got these little gold flecks that catch the light. Just stunning.
Then he leaned in and lightly kissed me. And I felt that for the first time, someone had really seen me. And Ethan just had this freaky superpower for noticing things everyone else missed. Like how Mrs. Daniels, the lunch lady, wore the same worn-out shoes every day because she was sending her kid to college. Or how Mr. Rivera, the librarian, always had hospital forms peeking out of his bag because his daughter was sick. Together, we started leaving anonymous notes for people we knew were struggling, just like I'd done for him that first day. You really think a little note makes any difference?
When I got yours, it was the first time anyone at school had shown me a speck of kindness. So, yeah, they matter. A lot.
The more time I spent with Ethan, the harder it got to step back into my fake life. It was like having 2 separate identities that were getting impossible to keep apart.
I don't get it, Tess. How can you stand those people? Especially Ryan. The guy's basically a walking cologne ad with the personality of a mosquito.
You don't understand how it works. My dad's company and Ryan's dad's company are practically joined at the hip. And the rest of my friends, they're not that bad.
Yeah? Think they'd accept me if they knew we were friends?
They might. If you tried to fit in a little, maybe tone down the whole... I gestured vaguely at his paint-splattered everything.
The whole me thing. Got it.
I felt kind of terrible that I'd said it, but to my complete shock, Ethan actually tried. He started wearing cleaner clothes, tamed his wild hair, and even sat with us at lunch. I was touched, because it meant he cared enough about me to do something that was obviously hard for him. But Ryan and my friends still found ways to exclude him, making comments disguised as jokes.
So, Ethan, is it weird living with random people who get paid to pretend they care about you? Like having a babysitter who never leaves.
Ryan!
Actually, Ryan, I bet if your parents cared as much for you as my foster mom does about me, you might have had a better personality. But hey, at least you got that trust fund to keep you warm at night.
The table went dead silent. Ryan's face darkened like a thundercloud, and I knew we were in serious trouble. And the next day, I found Ethan staring at the spring formal banner he'd spent weeks painting. It was destroyed, torn in places, dripping with soda, with crude drawings scribbled all over it. Just then, Ryan sauntered over, grinning like he'd just won a championship.
Aw, what happened to your little finger painting? Such a shame.
You did this. Again. I let it go the first time, but what makes you think you can keep treating people like this?
Relax, Charity Case, it's just a prank. That's how we have fun. But I guess you wouldn't get it. It's one of those you're poor, you wouldn't understand kind of things.
The look in Ethan's eyes, I'd never seen anything like it. It was anger mixed with resolution, like he'd finally made a decision he'd been putting off for too long. The next day, Ethan didn't show up at our spot. I texted him, called him, nothing. Days went by, and Ethan still didn't show up. Worry weighed on me, until I finally decided to visit his foster home and see if he was okay.
I'm sorry, honey. Ethan left this afternoon. He said he needed a fresh start.
Did he say anything about me?
He left you this.
She handed me a folded piece of paper. Inside was a sketch of me, not with blue eyes, but with my real brown ones, filled with warmth and life. Underneath he'd written,
"Don't let fear choose for you. You're more than what they expect you to be. Live your truth, and don't change for the world. Make the world change for you."
Ethan didn't take the revenge route after all. He just left. Maybe rich bullies were never his world to begin with. I cried the whole way home, finally seeing the truth. I had used Ethan's strength while never showing any of my own. That night, I stared at myself in the mirror for a long time. Then slowly, I took out my blue contacts. My real eyes, brown with little gold flecks, stared back at me. The next morning, I went to school as my real self. No contacts, no fake smile, just me. I started leaving notes like Ethan and I used to, slipping them to people who seemed to be struggling. You're not alone. You're stronger than you think. Your voice matters. To my shock, someone found one of my notes and posted it on the school's social media page. The next day, I spotted similar notes appearing on random lockers. By the end of the week, they were everywhere. Taped to bathroom mirrors, tucked into textbooks, even written in chalk on the sidewalks. The movement kept growing. People started leaving little care packages with the notes. The drama club put on performances about kindness. Even some teachers joined in, writing encouraging messages on the board instead of just assignments. Within a month, the entire school atmosphere had shifted from cold and competitive to warm and supportive. People actually looked up from their phones, held doors open, sat with kids who used to eat alone. A local news station even came to do a story about the kindness movement sweeping through our school.
What sparked this wave of positivity among students?
I don't know who started it, but it's changed everything. People actually look out for each other now.
This is pathetic. Who actually cares about all this touchy-feely garbage? All this kindness nonsense is just what losers tell themselves to feel better about being nobodies. Like that homeless artist freak who ran away. Right, Tessa?
The cafeteria went dead silent. Everyone turned to look at me. No, Ryan, you're wrong. And you're a bully. A few kind words can literally save someone who's drowning inside. If you can't understand that, then I feel sorry for you, because your life must be incredibly empty. Ryan's jaw literally dropped. For the first time in his life, the king of comebacks had nothing to say. People actually applauded. These were the kids from every corner of the cafeteria, including the ones who'd been invisible to me for years. I never told anyone I started the notes, and I never saw Ethan again. Sometimes I wondered where he was, if he was still painting his truth on walls somewhere. 6 months later, I was riding the subway downtown when I saw it. A new mural on the wall of the station. A girl with familiar brown eyes releasing butterflies from her hands. And in the corner, a tiny signature, EC. Ethan was out there somewhere, still making the world more beautiful. And thanks to him, so was I. Sometimes, the people who break your carefully constructed world are the ones who set you free. I had just walked a few blocks down when suddenly I stopped short in my tracks at a familiar sight. A boy with mussed-up hair and enough paint on his overalls to make them look like a Jackson Pollock original. Then, his head turned in my direction, and our eyes met, and his smile made my heart flutter, just like the first time. Ethan was still out there, changing the world one wall at a time. And maybe that's what we're all supposed to do. Leave something behind that makes life a little kinder. So if you're listening to this, here's my challenge. Find one person who you think needs a little hope. Someone who might feel invisible. And write them a letter. Slip it into their locker, their notebook, wherever they'll find it. Do it tomorrow. No one has to know it was you. Just let them know that they matter. Because kindness doesn't need a name. It just needs someone brave enough to start it. Hi, I'm Alicia, and I'm about to tell you how I met the love of my life. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe to MSA. If there's one thing you have to know about me, it's that I wasn't an ordinary little girl. Being raised by a single father who was an ex-army officer does that to you. I had rules, discipline, and responsibility drilled into me since I was very young. And growing up, I found other kids my age really immature. I don't know why he'd break up with me. I wore the clothes he liked, woke up at 5 every morning to do my hair because he liked them curly, and pretended to love watching wrestling. Excuse me, but I need to get that muffin. Can't you see that I'm crying? My boyfriend just broke up with me. Aw, I'm so sorry. You know, it reminds me of the time my dad took me for this obstacle course, and I twisted my ankle so badly, the doctors told me I'd never be able to walk again. But I didn't lose hope, and here I am. How is that the same thing? It's not, because that was an actual problem. But yours is just a bunch of high school nonsense. Now move your butt, please. Needless to say, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I didn't care either. My life was all sorted out. Graduate school, get into a good college, work, and retire. But then I turned 18 and met Arthur. He was a transfer student from Greece, and boy was he dreamy. The first time I met him was in gym class. We were playing catch, and I was so lost in looking at him. I totally missed the ball, and it hit me right in the face. I fell on my butt, and Arthur came running.
Are you okay? You're bleeding.
It's nothing. I'm used to much worse. On second thoughts, I might need a doctor. Arthur smiled and carried me to the nurse's office. The entire time I was there, he sat next to me, and later he dropped me home. We became friends after that, and slowly I fell for him. He was smart, mature, and sweet. If there was one guy I wanted to date, it was him. So I decided to ask him out, except I didn't know how. So I turned to MSA for help, and it did not disappoint. Rule number 1, never let your crush know you're interested in him. Avoid eye contact and do not speak at all. The next day, when Arthur waved at me in the hallway, I wrinkled my nose and turned away. He sat next to me in class, but I didn't pay any attention. But then in the cafeteria, he caught up with me.
Are you avoiding me?
Me? Avoiding you? Oh, don't be silly. I was just really busy thinking about global warming and how it's impacting the fish population. Oh, that reminds me. I have to water my fish. My plants. I'll see you around. And I just ran before I embarrassed myself further. After that epic failure, I turned to step number 2. Dress up nice and behave like a total diva. I went shopping, picked up a bunch of dresses, and the next morning, it took me 2 hours to get ready. I thought I looked great, except the moment I entered, everyone started pointing at me and laughing. Oh my god, why is she dressed like a peacock? What is that on her face? Did someone finally punch her for being a know-it-all? I was so embarrassed. I immediately turned around and ran for the bleachers. I was still sulking when Arthur walked up to me.
If you rub your lips anymore, they're gonna fall off.
This lipstick won't come off. Ugh, it's so annoying.
Let me help you. Also, I'm not saying you don't look good with makeup, but you actually look way prettier without it.
Really? Does that mean you'll go out with me?
Are you serious? I wanted to ask you out for the longest time, but everyone in school told me you're a cold-hearted witch. Cold-hearted girl who hates people.
That's not true. I hate dumb people. There's a difference. So, you and I, dinner tomorrow?
I'd love to.
My first date with Arthur was perfect, and he told me that his parents were divorced like mine, and he lived with his mom and 9-year-old brother Charlie. We started dating soon after, and spent all our time together. People in school were also nicer to me, since I was Arthur's girlfriend, and even Dad liked him a lot. Life was just better with him in it, until things started getting weird. Some days he would come to school looking like a half-dead zombie, and other days he would skip school altogether. His grades were slipping, we were barely seeing each other, and I knew something was wrong. So one day when he canceled our date, I went to his place with his favorite ice cream. But when I knocked on the door, some kid opened up. Hi, you must be Charlie. Is your brother around?
Is that ice cream? Give me it!
Hey, that's not very nice. Say, ma'am, could I please have that tub of ice cream? Repeat after me.
Sure. Ma'am, give me the ice cream or I'll kick you.
And Charlie kicked me on my shin, snatched the tub, and ran away. As I yelled out in pain, Arthur came running downstairs.
Alicia, why didn't you tell me you were coming?
When would I tell you? You hardly talk to me these days.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just that Mom's getting married again. The guy doesn't want Charlie in his life, and Mom loves her stupid boyfriend so much that she decided to move out, leaving me in charge.
Why wouldn't you tell me that before?
Because it's embarrassing, and I didn't want to drag you in my mess.
I'm already a part of your mess, and we'll get through it together. Okay, I know that was a bit cheesy, but Arthur looked like he was gonna break in a million pieces, and I really wanted to help him. Besides, how bad could a 9-year-old be? Turns out, a lot, because Charlie was a total devil. He would cry over the smallest things, throw tantrums if he didn't get his way, and would constantly butt into my dates with Arthur. We hardly spent any time alone. I was pretty sure he just hated me. Like one time, I was waiting for Arthur in his living room, and Charlie kept giving me death stares. Something on my face?
I was just trying to figure out how someone can look like a horse and a camel at the same time.
That's kind of mean, Charlie.
And you're kinda ugly. Anyway, have fun on the date. It won't last long.
And 10 minutes into the date, Arthur got a call from the babysitter that Charlie had locked himself in the washroom and we had to run back. Then another time, it was Dad's birthday and I had planned a really cool surprise for him. I'd invited all his old friends from the army. Arthur helped me deck up the place and I was arranging the cake when Charlie walked up to me.
Oh, wow! This cake looks yummy! Give me a piece!
Only after my dad cuts it.
But I'm hungry now!
Then eat something else. There's a whole pizza on the counter.
Are you stupid? I said I want the cake!
Charlie tried to get the cake, but I got in his way. He shoved me away, and I accidentally knocked into the cake, which crashed to the floor.
Whoopsie. Guess no one gets to eat it.
What happened? I heard some noise.
Your brother ruined my surprise.
I just asked her to give me some cake.
And I asked you to wait.
Relax, Alicia. We'll get a new cake. I'm sure your dad won't know.
That's not the point, Arthur. Your brother is a spoiled brat. He needs some discipline. You put that kid on a leash, or I swear I will.
He's my brother, not some dog I can put a leash on. I know he made a mistake, but he's just a kid. You know what? We'll just leave. We wouldn't want to ruin your evening any more than we have.
Perfect! Arthur took Charlie's hand and they left. I wanted to stop them, but I was too mad. Later that night, when I calmed down, I realized I might have been too rude and called Arthur up, but he didn't answer. He didn't even show up to school the next day, and neither did Charlie. So I went to his place to talk to him and saw Charlie crying on the porch. What's wrong?
Arthur wasn't here when I woke up this morning, and I don't know where he went.
Did you call him?
He left his phone behind.
Then why didn't you answer when I called? Anyway, don't worry. We'll find him. But till then, you're coming home with me.
No, I don't like you.
You don't have to like me, but I'm not leaving you alone till Arthur gets back.
So annoying.
We waited the whole day for Arthur to show up or get in touch, but he didn't. By nightfall, I decided to sleep in the lounge and offered Charlie my room. If you need anything. The next morning, Arthur was still a no-show. I couldn't reach his mom either, and then remembered he told me she was out of the country on her honeymoon. Next, I asked his friends and colleagues, but none of them knew where he was. Eventually, I contacted the police, but even a week later, they had no news of him, and I was worried sick. What could have possibly happened to him? Meanwhile, Charlie refused to go to school or shower. He mostly kept himself locked in my room and reacted rudely to any nice gesture I made. I was losing my mind. So I turned to Dad for help, and he promised he'd get a word out to his colleagues in the army to track Arthur down. I still don't know what to do with Charlie. He shuts me down every time I try to talk to him.
He's been through a lot, Alicia. What he needs is some distraction to keep his mind off things. After your mom left, you were all over the place. That's why I built such a strict routine for you, so you wouldn't have time to think about her. Maybe you should do something similar.
I decided to give Dad's advice a shot, and the next morning, I walked to Charlie's room and woke him up. Get up, we're going out.
Is Arthur back?
No.
Then let me sleep and go away.
Nope, you're getting up right now. Charlie resisted, but I dragged him out of bed, and somehow we made it to the bus stop. He kept cursing me the whole way, but I didn't care, and minutes later, we were at our destination. The paintball arena.
I'm not going in there.
Why? Too chicken to lose?
As if you're on.
Charlie and I had a great time at the paintball game, and it was the first time I actually heard him laugh. Afterwards, we went to a trampoline park and jumped our hearts out. By the end, he was so tired he could barely walk, so I called a cab and took him to my favorite burger joint, but he just stood at the entrance and stared. What, you don't like burgers?
No, it's just that this was my favorite place to come with my mom. Every weekend, we'd come here and play our favorite songs on the jukebox machine. And now, she doesn't even call me, and Arthur's left me too.
Arthur will be back in no time, I promise you. He loves you a lot, Charlie, and no matter what, we'll always be here for you.
You too?
Yes, me too. Charlie cried and hugged me tight. For the first time, I saw him as a heartbroken kid who just wanted his family back. Since then, Charlie warmed up to me. We'd have breakfast together, and he would always make my bed when I got home from school. He was a lot calmer and hardly threw a tantrum. I couldn't wait for Arthur to come back and see how much progress Charlie had made, but we still had no leads on him. I wanted to be strong, but with each passing day, my hopes of ever seeing him again were getting dimmer, and it broke my heart. Finally, one night, I broke down in front of Dad. I don't think Arthur's coming back, Dad. It's been weeks, and no one knows where he is. If he was in town, we would have found him by now. And Charlie, he's lost his mom and might lose his brother too. What can I even say to him?
What?
I turned around and saw Charlie standing at the door.
You've been telling me all along the police will find him. You said you were sure.
No, I'm sure he's fine, Charlie. I was just...
Stop lying! Why do all grown-ups lie so much? I hate you! All of you!
And Charlie just ran out of the house. Dad said he'd go after him, and as I was sitting in the kitchen in despair, the phone suddenly rang. It was the police, saying they'd found Arthur in a hospital close to town. I rushed to the location and texted Dad on the way. The doctors at the hospital told me that Arthur was brought in a few days back by the forest rangers. Apparently, he went on a hike and got injured, and since then, he'd been in a coma. I was sitting next to him when Charlie walked in with Dad.
How is he?
He hit his head, but he's out of danger. Doctors say there's a very good chance he'll be just fine. Charlie, promise me, no matter what happens, you and I will never fight again.
I promise. I will never scream again, and I will always be a good brother. He will wake up, right?
What do you think?
Hi, I'm Zoe, and I grew up in a small town in Iowa where nothing interesting ever happened. Till one day, someone moved in next door and my life turned upside down. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. Dad was a farmer, and as a kid, I always saw him struggling for money. So when I joined high school, I started working part-time to earn extra cash. That's also how I got my first guitar. At the end of the day, I would sit back playing songs from my favorite band, the Starboys. I wanna hold you in my arms and never let you go. You're the sunshine that I want, that makes my life flow. These guys were like California's BTS, only more popular, especially their songwriter and lead singer, Nico. He was so mysterious though. He didn't even have a social media account and hardly came to interviews. But my favorite was Dylan, the other singer in the band. I had his posters everywhere in my room, and I prayed every night I could meet him just once. I must have prayed extra hard because a week after my 19th birthday, a huge truck pulled up at the house across the street and 4 familiar boys jumped out of it. Now that's what nature and isolation smells like. The only thing I can smell is cow dung. You couldn't find a better place to lay low, Nico? The heat here is making my butt sweat. We need some time away to concentrate on our music, and this place is perfect. Now get in before someone spots us. All 4 boys hurried inside while I just stood there dumbfounded. What the freaking fruitcake? The Starboys were gonna be my neighbors? I could scream my lungs out. The next morning, I got up extra early to bake some cookies and hurried next door to welcome the new neighbors. Okay, stay cool. It's just Dylan. Dylan, the love of your life. And no, Dylan. Just Dylan. I tried to stay calm, but then Dylan opened up and I jumped on him. Oh my god, it's you. It's really you. Are you for real? Can I touch you?
Who are you?
Oops, sorry. We haven't met. I mean, I've met you in my dreams lots of times, but you obviously don't know me. Before I could finish, someone pulled me inside and pinned me to the wall. Nico!
Who sent you? Which newspapers? Spill or I'll call the police on you for trespassing.
Zoe, neighbor, cookies, baked, love Dylan, huge fan. I can't breathe.
So you're not the paparazzi?
No. Now can you move away? Your cologne is too strong. It's giving me a headache.
You might not be the paparazzi, but you can still go around telling people we're here. We can't risk it, Dylan. Let's pack our bags and go.
No, please. I won't tell a soul. Just let me hang out with you guys. I'm your #1 fan. I can do anything. Cook, clean, play guitar. You name it. I'll be your Snow White, but not as white. I can even entertain you with my very professional magic tricks. Now watch this carefully. I'm gonna pull this tablecloth and everything will stay just as it is. You have to be quiet. Let me concentrate. Abracadabra! I pulled the tablecloth, feeling confident. But I guess I pulled it too hard and everything came crashing down. It doesn't always work, but yeah, not a magician. Snow White, remember?
That's enough. Look, we don't need anyone. Just shut up and leave.
I wanted to argue more, but Nico looked really mad, so I ran off. Over the next few days, I tried everything, from posing as the pizza delivery guy to prank calls, but nothing seemed to get past Nico. Then one evening, I was pretending to jog outside their backyard, trying to get a glimpse of Dylan, when I heard someone arguing.
You really have no business telling me what to do when you're not as half as talented as I am. We're here because of my talent, Dylan. I'm the one who writes all the songs. If people knew how fake you are, you wouldn't be standing here.
What? I wanted to hear more, when suddenly I heard someone unlatch the door. I turned around too fast, got a head rush, and landed flat on my face. I tried to sneak away, but Nico caught up with me.
How long have you been standing here?
I wasn't standing. I was just getting a feel of this grass. It's so nice and dewy at this time of night. Snow White likes nature and...
Stop lying. I know you heard something.
Oh, you mean how Dylan's fake? Yeah, okay. I heard everything. So he's not the singer everyone thinks he is? Does he use auto-tune? OMG, that's big.
Dylan, yeah. That's it. You caught us. He's totally fake. But listen, Zoe, no one can know. It'll destroy the band. Do you want that?
No, I don't. Okay, fine. I can stay quiet, but you'll have to buy my silence. Help me date Dylan. Even if he's fake and all, he's still cute and I want him.
That's impossible. You're not his type.
at all.
Cool, then maybe the press is his type. I'm sure he'd love to have a little date with them.
Wait. Okay, I'll think of something. But you have to promise to me to keep your big mouth shut.
Shake on it. And just like that, I was in. Nico welcomed me into his home as the new housekeeper, and everyone, including Dylan, was so confused. But Nico explained how I was really good at cooking and cleaning,
so everyone got on board.
In the house, I kept a close watch on Dylan. I noted the time he ate, slept, pooped, everything. I tried to get close to him, but Nico ruined the moment every time. Hey, Dylan. Want me to help you with that? I'm really good at applying sunscreen.
You are? Great. Too bad Dylan has to leave. We have to discuss the new song. Chop chop.
Dylan! Oh, you're working out. Let me help you with those crunches. Go 1, 2, 3. Give me one more. Yes!
That's very inspiring, but I'm starving. Make me an apple pie and some pumpkin spice latte because I'm craving Starbucks. Do it right now or you're fired.
So annoying. I pulled Nico aside the next time I saw him. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to help me date Dylan, but you keep pulling me away from him.
Relax. You need to play hard to get. Boys like that. Have patience and stop drooling all over him.
But I was anything but patient. Then one evening, I was leaving for home when I saw Dylan swimming. And holy cow, he looked so hot. I was just admiring his perfect body when suddenly I saw a strange guy in a hoodie tiptoeing his way around the pool. He was definitely some intruder, so before he could harm Dylan, I sprang into action, but he dashed inside the house. I was running after him when I slipped and landed into the pool instead, right on top of Dylan. I tried to get out using Dylan's shoulders as a makeshift ladder, without realizing that I was pushing him into the water.
What do you think you're doing? Stop drowning me.
There's an intruder. He just went inside the house. Help me get out. Put your hand under my butt and lift me out, now!
What? You're crazy.
Dylan got out of the pool and stormed inside, and I followed.
Fire this stupid girl or I will. What's wrong?
I saw an intruder run in just now. I'm sure he's hiding here somewhere. We need a game plan. You two go that way. Nico, you go to the right, and Dylan and I can search the bedrooms.
Zoe, we've been here the whole evening, and if there was an intruder, we would have seen him.
But I just saw him come in.
You're hallucinating, weirdo. You've ruined a perfect evening, so thank you and go away.
As Dylan left angrily, Nico turned to me with a towel. I swear I saw someone go in, Nico. Or, I don't know, maybe I was imagining things. I mean, sometimes I see little pixies flying here and there at night. And we all know pixies aren't real, right? Oh God, I messed up everything. Dylan hates me. The Snow White plot isn't working.
He doesn't hate you. He's always been a little short-tempered.
How am I supposed to win him over when he doesn't even look at me? And you're not helping at all like you promised.
I told you to be patient, but I guess that was clearly a mistake. Hold on, give me your phone. Ew, Zoe, what is this?
Oh, I always keep a banana with me. What if the world runs out of food? What if I'm stuck in a hurricane with no food? Girls gotta be strong, and bananas are a great source of potassium. You want some?
No thank you. Just go online and see some of the girls Dylan's dated in the past. The more you look like them, the more he'll notice you.
I spent the night studying each girl carefully, and the next morning I dressed exactly like them. But Nico took one look at me and burst out laughing.
What is wrong with your face? You look like you were in a bar fight.
It's called makeup, and you're the one who asked me to dress like those bimbos in the pictures.
You've clearly done a fab job. Come with me.
We went to the mall with Nico in sunglasses and a baseball cap, and he started picking out clothes like crazy. I was trying them on when he got a phone call and left. When he came back, he looked really tense.
We need to leave now. Thanks. We'll take them all.
What? These clothes are worth both my kidneys and a good chunk of my liver. And why are we leaving?
Don't ask questions. Just do what I say.
Nico threw some cash on the counter and we left in a cab. I tried asking him what happened, but he didn't respond. Instead, he got off somewhere in the middle of the road before asking the driver to drop me back home. What was that all about? The next morning, I was still thinking about what happened with Nico, but then Dylan walked up to me and I lost track of everything.
Hey Zoe, you look nice today. What are we having for breakfast?
A few eggs and some bread.
Sounds great, babe.
Dylan winked at me and I felt my knees go weak. He called me babe. I wanted to update Nico on the progress, but he was nowhere to be seen. Then later that evening, I was leaving when finally Nico came home. Where were you? I've been waiting for you all day.
Why?
Relax, Snappy. Just wanted to tell you that Dylan noticed me today. Finally, like Snow White's prince and all. And why are you so tense all the time? You know you can tell me all your secrets, Nico. I'm a very good secret keeper.
Okay then, here's one. I think you're very annoying. That's not a secret. You make that pretty obvious. Give me more. I'm busy, Zoe. We'll talk later. Nico didn't talk to me for a couple of days, and I was getting really distracted and impatient. I guess Nico noticed, because a few days later, he told me that the boys wanted to go for a hike, and he'd convinced Dylan to take me with them for directions, so they won't get lost. Here's your chance to get on Dylan's good side, and for that, we need to work on your conversation skills. They're horrible.
What are you saying? I'm a very interesting person.
Yeah, if interesting and crazy mean the same thing.
That's not very informative.
Look, all you have to do is act shy around him. Say something romantic.
Like this? Nico, your eyes remind me of my dead grandmother. Calm and pretty.
Dead grandmother? Really? Try this. Your voice is like a warm hug on a chilly day, and your laugh is like a symphony of joy that fills my life. I'm addicted to the sound. And can you try not to have feathers and leaves stuck in your head?
Nico tucked a strand of hair behind my ears and then walked away, and I felt something strange in my tummy, but it was probably that expired tuna I'd eaten the night before. On the day of the hike, I did everything Nico asked me to. Acted shy, kept quiet, and even tried to flirt a little. I guess it worked, because by the end of the hike, Dylan asked me out on a real date to a club. I spent hours getting ready. I chose a black dress and was almost done with my makeup when Nico showed up at my door.
Heard Dylan finally asked you out on a date. Wait, you're wearing that?
Yeah, what do you think?
You look good. I mean, good for Dylan, but you don't look like yourself. It looks like you're trying too hard.
Seriously? First, you asked me to dress how Dylan likes, and now there's still something wrong with me?
I didn't say wrong. Never mind. It's not my place. Good luck on your date or whatever.
With that, Nico left. What was his problem? I was still a bit annoyed when Dylan showed up, but we actually ended up having a great time together. He even asked me out on a second date, and I was thrilled. After the date, Dylan excused himself to the washroom while I waited for him outside when someone tapped on my shoulder. Nico.
So how was it?
Wait, why should I tell you? You didn't even say sorry.
I'm sorry, okay?
You don't mean it. Hold on. Have you been waiting here all this time?
I had to make sure you didn't end up making a fool of yourself, and it looks like you didn't. One sec.
Nico came closer and opened my hair, setting them loose, and I felt something turn in my belly. I really needed to stop eating tuna. Just as he left, Dylan walked up to me and we laughed, but I couldn't shake Nico off my mind. It was so difficult to figure him out, and I was failing miserably at it. Dylan and I started dating officially. The first few days were great, but as time went by, I realized that we had nothing in common. He was totally self-obsessed and didn't give a hoot about anyone else.
What do you think about my hair? How about my shirt? This is vintage Prada, by the way. I'm pretty sure you've never seen a shirt like this before, right? Well, you will now, because you're my girl. Have you seen my shoes?
By the third date, I was practically yawning on Dylan's face, and I thought he felt the same, except at the end of the night, he kissed me. Before I could react, a bunch of photographers jumped out of nowhere and started taking our pictures. I thought Dylan would tell them off, but instead he started posing. I panicked and hid behind a tree. Who is that?
The paparazzi, obviously. They've tracked me down. Look, just come out. You can't hide like this. They'll make a joke out of me.
Dylan pulled me out and introduced me as his girlfriend. At one time, this would have been my dream, dating Dylan, but now I just wanted to run away. Soon, Dylan and I were the hot topic, and everyone wanted to know about the poor girl he was dating. We were constantly getting interviewed, and it was exhausting.
Does Dylan snore while sleeping?
Do I look like his mother? How am I supposed to know?
Are you dating him because he's rich or because he's very rich?
Are you talking like this because you're dumb or because you're really dumb?
Calm down, babe. We fell in love. Although I must say, Nico tried his best to sway her. She's so pretty, I wouldn't blame him. And he always wants what I have. Obviously, I'm better, and that's why we're together.
That's not true. Nico...
Oh, look at the time. I'm late for practice.
Before I could say more, Dylan rushed us out of the interview. Why did you lie about Nico and me? He'd be so upset.
You think I care? And you're supposed to be my girlfriend, so you should be on my side.
I didn't know we were choosing sides. I thought you guys were a team.
Team? Nico's anything but a team player. He's nothing like what he seems.
You aren't either. With that, I slammed the car door and left. I was furious at the way Dylan was behaving, and I knew in my heart that I didn't want to be with him. I wanted to talk to Nico about it, but for the next few days, every time I tried, he'd make up excuses about being busy with his songwriting and just walk away. Then one day, I was coming out of the grocery store when I noticed Nico sitting in the coffee shop across the street. I was on my way to him when suddenly, a black van screeched out of nowhere, and two men in dark suits grabbed him,
pushed him inside and left. Nico was getting kidnapped. I stood there horrified for a few seconds, and then my brain sprang into action. Hey, can I borrow this bicycle? No? Never mind. I'm taking it anyway. Stop crying. It's important. Okay, so it was a really small bicycle, but it did the job. I pedaled with all my might and didn't stop till I finally saw the van. Get out now and release Nico, or I'll kick your butt to whatever prison you came from.
Step away from the car, you freak. You've damaged it.
And I'll do a lot more than that if you don't let Nico go, you kidnapper.
Mommy, who's this crazy lady?
Wait, this wasn't the right van?
Dang it.
I apologized and ran home immediately to inform the rest of the boys that Nico had been kidnapped. But as soon as I got there, everyone was gone. Like all their stuff was gone too. I tried calling Dylan, but he didn't answer, and neither did anyone else from the band. Had something happened to all of them? I decided to wait another hour before informing the police. But I guess I dozed off because when I woke up, it was morning already. I rushed downstairs to Dad watching the TV, and what I saw next was the most shocking news of my life. The news report said that Nico had faked his voice and had hired someone else to sing in his place. In fact, he never sang at all. He was just a songwriter. That was not true. Dylan was the one with the fake voice. I needed answers, and since no one was giving them to me, I decided to take things in my own hands. I knew it from the news that the Star Boys were holed up in a hotel in California, so that's where I was going. Hey, Dad, can you feed the chickens and make sure the pig doesn't run away again? I need to be somewhere. It's important. Okay, thanks, bye. I reached the hotel, but the place was bustling with media. Somehow, I made my way to the reception. Luckily, the staff recognized me as Dylan's girlfriend from all the useless interviews I gave with him and led me to their room.
What are you doing here?
First, I'm here to dump your sorry butt. And second, how dare you frame Nico and spread false news about him? It's you who's fake. You hired someone to sing in your place. You're the liar here.
Calm down, you walking carnival. The only liar here is your beloved Nico, and you're about to find out why.
I turned around to see Nico on TV with the same intruder guy I'd spotted in the boys' house.
The news you've all been hearing is true. Everyone knows my dad's a big music producer who gave us our first break, and I wanted to take the top spot as the lead singer for myself. But I can't sing a note, so I hired this guy to do it for me. I'm ashamed of lying to my audience and my fans for so long, and I have no excuse except saying that I was young, naive, and stupid. I ask you all to forgive me, and also, I'm quitting the band.
He's quitting the band? He can't. He writes all our songs. Aw, you're scared you'll have to actually prove you're better than Nico now? Dylan glared at me angrily, but I ignored him and left. But I was still reeling with shock at the truth. All of social media exploded with Nico's news. People were calling him a liar and a cheat. Even his dad was facing backlash. It was a huge mess. I was still shaken as I left for home that evening. When I got there, I saw Nico waiting on the porch for me. Nico, what are you doing here? And how are you?
What do you think? I messed up big time.
At least you're okay. First, I thought you were kidnapped. Then I thought Dylan had framed you. Then I found out you're a big fat liar. It's been a lot to process, man.
About that day at the coffee shop, those guys you saw, they were my dad's bodyguards. I messaged Dad that I wanted to come clean, and he came down here immediately to talk me out of it, and that's all. I wasn't getting kidnapped, but yeah, you're right. I am a big fat liar.
But Nico, why did you lie?
Because I was stupid and spoiled and wanted popularity. And then I got addicted to it. But over time, it can become a huge burden. Living a lie, you feel like you've lost yourself. And then I met you, and you're the most original person I've ever seen. You inspired me to be more myself, and I should have never asked you to change for Dylan.
Yeah, I'm an inspirational person. People tell me that all the time. In fact, when I was a kid...
I'm still talking?
Sorry, go on. Wait, I'm feeling a little itchy. Can you please scratch my back for me while you talk?
What? Fine. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I like you, Zoe. I did almost from the start, but you always had your heart set on Dylan, so I stayed quiet. And now, I think it's too late.
What's late? Oh, you mean your confession? You know why I keep a half-eaten banana in my pocket, Nico? It's because I'm always prepared for the worst. And also because I'm always hungry. Anyway, the point is, I like you too, Nico. And I wish you would have told me the truth. But it's not always easy, and I get that. I think you were really brave to do it publicly. I mean, your career's tanked, but it was an admirable thing to do.
So, you're saying you forgive me?
Well, depends on how good of a kisser you are.
Let's find out, shall we?
Hey guys, I'm Amelia from Denver, and this is my crazy story. Please like and subscribe first. I was 6 years old when I moved to my aunt's house with my sister Olivia, who was 4 years older than me. Olivia and I, well, we had sort of a bittersweet relationship. More bitter than sweet. We just didn't get along. Olivia drew an imaginary line between us because she needed her space, but had no respect for mine. Like once, when I was dreaming of Justin Bieber, she woke me up to yell at me.
Your blanket's on my side of the bed. Move over.
Are you kidding me? And then there were times when she treated me like her servant. Amelia, go get my charger. Bring me a glass of water.
Are you blind? Don't you have legs? Move your butt and get it yourself.
Every time I'd answer her back, she'd look at me like I slapped her in the face, and then give me notes on how she was the best sister in the world. I bought you a new bag from the dollar shop on 2012-2019. I saved you from the bullies when you were in the 4th grade. And when you were hungry as a bear on March 13th, 2014, I cooked noodles for you. What in the world? Oh, God. Wait, you forgot. You said good morning yesterday, so what now? Would I have to do laundry for you for a year? Man, you're weird. She was crazy, but she was also kind to me on rare occasions. Like when she gave me her Netflix password, even though I begged and pleaded for it for 4 years. She also gave me her phone when I asked her. Oh, she wasn't that generous. She did it because her boyfriend, Cooper, got her a new one. Even though we fought a lot, she was still always around. But after high school, Olivia started spending less and less time with me. She was busy partying with her friends. She would come home late almost every night. One time, it was very late and Olivia hadn't returned home. My aunt and I were worried sick. Olivia, where were you? Why didn't you answer your phone? Don't try to be my mother. Just mind your own business. Ugh, I waited for you all night. Look, the sun is almost up. This isn't right. So, I should stop living my life just because you think partying all night isn't right? Gosh, you suffocate me. I am leaving. She then began packing her stuff. She said she was going to stay with Cooper and that she needed to live her life the way she wanted to. Well, fine. If that's what she wanted to do with her life, so be it. Once Olivia was gone, I did miss her, but I channeled all my energy into studying. It paid off because I graduated from high school with awesome grades. Now, I needed a job to pay for my college fees. I found a job in sales, and after months, I was finally able to move out of my aunt's place. One day, when I returned home from work, I found a basket at my door with a baby. And right then, my phone rang. Oh, you got it, Mandy. Thank God. Olivia, where are you? Wait, is this your baby? Yeah. Amelia, look. I have to go to Europe with my new boyfriend. I'm so sorry, but you're gonna have to babysit her for just like 1 week. All the stuff you need is in the baby bag, and there's a diary too. Wait, are you crazy? You haven't shown up in 2 years. How do you think I'm gonna... She hung up before I could finish. I reached into the bag, and just as I found the baby's dad's number, Mandy puked all over the diary. No. I thought of taking her to my aunt, but then I remembered she was away visiting her friends. Oh God, I can't do this. I was having a full-blown panic attack, and that's when I decided to go to the cops. My friend's sister left her baby at my friend's place and then ran away. What should my friend do with the baby? It's not legal to keep a baby like this. She'll have to be sent to social services and they'll decide. Social services? No. I couldn't send my niece there. And then I banged my head hard on the wall. As I stared at Mandy in horror, she began to cry and just got louder each second. Nothing was working. This was frustrating. My patience was running out. After multiple failed attempts, I finally found a solution. I did a silly dance for her that caught her attention. Finally, silence. But what happened next made me explode. Now, who's gonna clean this up? Of course, me. I cried really loudly and cursed Olivia for doing this to me. Your mother is I don't know why I'm being punished. Well, the next thing that made me worried was work. I had no other option but to take her along with me. I made a stop at the grocery store near my work to buy baby food. As I reached the cashier, I struggled to juggle the bag and baby in my hands. Please, do you mind holding her for a while? Me? Okay. To make matters worse, I had to cut half of my purchases due to my credit limit. But as if luck was on my side. Congratulations, ma'am, it's your lucky day. You're our 1,000th customer, and you get a voucher worth $2,000. What? What did you just say? Yes! Finally, something good happened to me. I took the bags and ran out of the shop, but then the stranger stopped me. Hey, excuse me. Stop, please. Your baby? Oh my God, I am so sorry. I forgot about her. I'm a bad aunt, ain't I? Ooh, thank God you said aunt. I was wondering if I can... Before he could finish, Mandy started crying and I had to rush. Bummer. When I reached the office, I was surprised to see the stranger from the store there. It turned out he was our boss's son.
You work here? Oh, wow. I'm surprised that we have such pretty employees. And the youngest ones.
I'm sorry to have brought her here, but I'm still looking for some place to drop her off. Adrian was amazing. The guy was always nice to me, and as we started working together, he always praised my work in front of everyone, which made me feel over the moon. I was falling hard for him, but I kept my feelings about him under wraps. He, on the other hand, was pretty clear about how he felt for me.
I must say, you look lovely today. Amelia, you are loaded with work. Let's take a coffee break. Amelia.
One day, we were preparing for a meeting when Adrian took my hand and told me how much he liked me. I can't say no to my boss. I like you too. Everything was turning out great for me. Olivia had told me she'd be back in a week, but it had been more than 3 weeks and she was still a no-show. But luckily, Mandy and I were getting along just fine. It wasn't like she stopped spitting her food in my face, didn't cry, or stopped rolling on the floor. I just learned how to handle her better now. I even got her into a daycare when I was at work. Like all good things that don't last forever, this happy period of my life was also temporary. Mandy got sick and I didn't know what to do. I called Adrian and asked if he could drop us off at the clinic. He drove up in his Mercedes-Benz and took us there. Thank God it wasn't anything serious. On our way back, I invited Adrian over for coffee at my place. But what he said next surprised me.
You live here? It's so tiny. And untidy, too.
As he walked around, he stepped on a toy and screamed. Ouch.
Oh.
He looked pissed and threw the toy against the wall. I was shocked at how he acted. I'm sorry the house is messy.
It's not your fault. I was thinking you could always give her up for adoption. She was your sister's mistake, not yours. Or have her come back and take care of her own kid.
He wasn't wrong, but I wasn't sure about his idea. Mandy was my niece after all, and I loved her. The next few days, Adrian kept bringing up the idea of sending Mandy to social services. Even though I tried to contact Olivia many times, her number was off. Just a week later, I was having an amazing sleep when someone jolted me awake. It was Adrian. What happened? Is Mandy all right?
Yeah, she must be. But Amelia, you fell asleep during our presentation. What is going on with you? You need to pull yourself together and give the baby to someone. Her dad?
He was right. When my aunt came back from the trip, I went to her house and asked her if she knew about Cooper. She gave me his number, and when I contacted him, he was shocked to learn that he even had a baby.
Oh my God. She looks just like me. My carbon copy. I can't believe Olivia hid this from me.
He then told us how Olivia had left him for another guy, never telling him that she was pregnant. I felt really bad for him. I couldn't believe my sister would stoop so low. When Cooper took Mandy away, I realized how much I missed her. Those tiny hands and feet, that toothless smile. Gosh, I wanted to hug her just once more. I busied myself with work, and it went well with Adrian. He gave me expensive gifts and would take me out for dinner every day. One time while I was out with him, I mentioned how much I missed Mandy, and he just snapped.
Mandy. It's always Mandy for you all the time. I'm sorry. Look what I got you.
I need to go, please. As soon as I was out of the restaurant, I went to Cooper's place, and what I saw there had me laughing. Cooper had a pacifier around his neck, Mandy in his arm, milk powder in his hair, and a rattle in his other hand. sorry, but I can't stop laughing.
It's okay. At least I made you laugh.
Let me try.
Oh, you made her sleep even faster.
As he cleaned up the mess, I helped him, and we felt exhausted and hungry by the end. We ordered online, and honest to God, the food was 100 times better than the fancy restaurant Adrian loved taking me to. Right then, my phone rang. Think of the devil. It was Adrian, apologizing for snapping at me. He wanted to meet me again, but hearing Cooper's voice in the background, his mood changed.
You don't have time for me, and there you are with some other guy? Who is he?
I just couldn't handle his drama, so I hung up. Since I really liked spending time at Cooper's house, I went to visit Mandy and him almost every day. However, that didn't sit too well with Adrian because I had to face him at work, too. One time, he invited me on a date to a fancy gala, and I reluctantly accepted. I wanted to finish things with him, and that could be my chance. But once I reached the place, his face twisted the moment he saw me.
Oh, God. Why didn't you wear the dress I gave you? Come on, let's go. You need something proper for this gala. I can't be seen with someone who dresses like this.
What the heck? Fine. You won't be seen with me from now on. Wanna know why? 'Cause you are one snobby, arrogant, and annoying jerk.
Oh yeah, great. You're making me the bad guy here? Who's cheating on me with Cooper? Admit that you like him.
His words hit me. I think I really had feelings for Cooper, and I was kinda cheating. Ugh, you are crazy. We're done, Adrian. Goodbye. Saying that, I left, and on my way home, Cooper called, and I told him everything that Adrian had done. Since I didn't have a ride home, Cooper insisted on picking me up. He parked on the other side of the road, and when I turned toward him, my heel got stuck in the wet grass and it broke. Seeing me struggle, Cooper rushed to me.
Uh-oh. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Oh, God, you're soaking wet. Here, wear this.
Thanks. It's just this stupid... Ugh. The next thing I know is that Cooper had me in his arms and carried me to his car. He delicately seated me. Oh my gosh, my heart was beating really fast, and I was sure he could hear it. I had never felt this calm and protected. Once we were at Cooper's place, I changed into dry clothes that belonged to him and snuggled next to Mandy. Can I crash here for the night, Cooper? I am too tired to go home now.
What? Yeah, I mean, you don't need to ask. It would be great if you could stay with us.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I'd love to have you forever.
Oh, wow. He really liked me. I did a happy dance inside my head, but I just nodded my head. A few days later, I resigned from my job and even changed my number because Adrian was constantly calling me. In a few months, I moved in with Cooper and was living my best life. I loved Mandy so much, and being able to be with her brought me so much joy. Everything was going smoothly until one day, Olivia returned. And seeing Cooper and me together, she looked shocked.
Olivia, you? What brought you here? Finally got time to worry about your daughter?
I was looking for Mandy, but I didn't find her at your place, and here you are. Olivia, Oh, cut it out, Amelia. How are you feeling after betraying your sister? How could you say that to me? You left your kid. You cheated on your boyfriend and ran off with your new fling, and never told him about his child. I am not the one betraying anyone here. It's you. Unbelievable. With those words, Olivia left. And even though I wanted to say so much more to her, Cooper stopped me, saying it wasn't worth arguing with her. Time passed, and I didn't hear from Olivia again. Soon, Cooper and I got married, and we were living the perfect life. But deep down, I missed my sister. On Mandy's 5th birthday, I was at the store getting her a gift when I spotted an LOL doll. When I almost had it, someone else picked it up too. Hey, I needed that. Oh, Amelia, it's you. Oh my God, it's been years. How are you? And is this for for Mandy? Yeah, she loves it. Olivia then handed me the toy, and then Mandy called me from behind. Mama? Oh my God, she has grown up really fast. Can I hug her? Of course, you don't need to ask. You are her mother after all. Olivia then hugged Mandy and kissed her with all her strength. Mama? Is this Mommy? Yes, honey, she is. Oh God, she knows me? Of course, I have always shown her your pictures. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amelia. You're the best sister in the whole world. The end.
Hello, my name is Simona, and I'm from Spain. Please like and subscribe. Growing up, what I hated most was when my parents argued and yelled at each other. And it happened a lot. But there were some moments when we'd all laugh together. Like when I turned 3, Dad came home with the biggest unicorn doll for me. And Mom baked my favorite vanilla cake. It was the happiest day of my life.
Simona, you're the best thing that's ever happened. When you were born, our world changed.
Yes, darling. You mean everything to us. Mom worked as a secretary at a big insurance company, and Dad worked at a local store. So we lived a pretty average life. But then one day when I was 4, Mom came home driving her boss's expensive car and told Dad that she was leaving him.
Please don't go, Mom. I love you.
Oh, my baby. Tell you what, you will visit me at my new house every weekend. I watched Mom pack her bags and drive away, and Dad was so sad. He told me that he and Mom were now separated. Months later, he took me to visit her at her new fancy house, and she was sitting with her boss carrying a new baby. Simona, I'd like you to meet your baby sister, Luisa. Luisa was the luckiest little baby because her dad bought her all the toys in the world. I liked going to their mansion, and Mom would be so happy every time I visited. But soon Luisa started crying so hard for Mom's attention that it became difficult for us to spend any time together. Once when I was 5 and Luisa was a toddler, Mom took us to the zoo and bought us both candy. But Luisa threw hers into the baboon cage, and then she started crying hysterically for more. She even started pulling Mom's hair, and I gave her my candy so she'd calm down and give Mom a break. Oh, Simona, thank you so much. You've always been such an understanding child. I hope your sister grows up to be just like you.
Thanks, Mom. I just want you to be happy.
Since Mom had left, Dad always tried to hide his sadness and make me laugh with his jokes and dramatic bedtime stories. And I tried my best to always make him proud and happy too. Once in 2nd grade, Dad came to my school for a parent-teacher meeting, and my teacher, Esmeralda, told him all sorts of nice things about me, since I was the top student in her class.
Wow, I'm so proud of you, darling.
You should be. Simona is a very special little girl. Right after the meeting, Dad invited Esmeralda to come with us for pizza. He looked really happy around her, and soon after, he started seeing her more often. And I didn't mind at all because she was very nice to me. Once in 4th grade, we went to the ice rink together, and Esmeralda showed me how to skate. Okay, I'm not letting go of your hand until you're strong on your feet. I think I can skate on my own. Look! I let go of her grip and twirled around, feeling like I was flying. And then suddenly my leg twisted and I fell down hard. I felt dizzy and I saw Esmeralda running towards me as I blacked out. I was rushed to the hospital and my leg was put through so many scans and then bandaged up. Esmeralda couldn't stop crying. This is all my fault. I am so sorry, Simona. No, please, don't blame yourself. I wanted to skate on my own. Dad hugged Esmeralda to make her feel better. And just then, Mom barged in with Luisa. How could you let this happen? She started yelling at Dad, and they both got into a big argument, forgetting all about me. Guys, stop! Everyone looked at me, and then Luisa came closer to my bed, looking angry.
I had a big concert today, and I was the lead, but now I'm here because Mom was worried about you. You ruined my concert.
Luisa, you can't speak to your sister like that. She just got injured. Luisa pulled an ugly face at me, and just then the doctor walked in with some bad news. He told my parents that my leg would never be normal again. I walked with a limp, and at school I couldn't participate in any sports, but I still remained the top student in the class. And everyone was so nice to me since I'd never had trouble making friends, and I always helped them with their homework. One day when I was in 7th grade, Esmeralda watched how I helped some kids understand a math equation, and she was so impressed. Simona, you would make a really good teacher one day.
Yes, I would love to be a teacher one day, just like you, Esmeralda.
Esmeralda really cared about me, and when I was in 8th grade,
Dad told me that he wanted to marry her. I was so happy for them. Dad even invited Mom and her family. This was his way of finally making peace. Just before the event started, I found Louisa standing and glaring at the big wedding cake. "What are you doing here, alone?"
"Whatever I want. This cake looks so delicious."
"Yes, it is, but don't stand too close. We don't want any accidents." She smirked at me, and then suddenly, she stuck her finger out and scooped the frosting off the cake. "Hey, you can't do that." But she just laughed and reached for the cake again. I ran forward to pull her away. As she tried to push me off, we both started wrestling and crashed straight into the cake. Just then, Mom and Dad appeared, looking speechless. "What have you girls done?" "It wasn't me, Dad, honest." Mom surprised me when she yelled at Louisa. "I'm so tired of your behavior, Louisa. Your father has spoiled you so much that everywhere you go, you ruin things. Simona was such a good child compared to you."
"Well, maybe I should tell Dad to send you back to your poor family."
Both Dad and I were so shocked at the way Louisa spoke to Mom. And after the wedding, when I visited Mom again, I noticed that Louisa was awful to Mom all the time and bossed her around because her dad gave her the power to do so.
"Mom, my Prada jacket still has a stain. Get it cleaned right now. I need it for school."
"Okay, dear. Why are you so mean to Mom?"
"Because she never does anything right. And if she doesn't listen, my dad will kick her out."
"She's our mom. Don't you love her?"
"Well, she loves you more, so I guess I love my dad more."
When I tried to talk to Mom about what was going on in her life, she told me not to worry and said she could handle it. There wasn't much I could do to help her. One day in 10th grade, I was studying in the school library when a boy came out and sat on the table opposite to me. I knew exactly who he was. Jared. He was one of the hot, popular guys at school and was reading one of my all-time favorite books. My eyes kept wandering to him now and then, and I tried not to make it too obvious. But he was just so gorgeous. And while I sat zoned out in my fantasy, he suddenly started waving in my face. "Hey, are you okay?" "Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't staring. I was actually, It's okay. I'm used to it. That's why I sometimes come in here to hide away from the girls coming after me. My parents wanted me to be a model because of all the attention I get." "Yes, you're very good-looking. Modeling would suit you." "I actually like books and reading. I don't like being in the spotlight." I was so surprised because I always saw him surrounded by girls. I was never after him because he was way out of my league. But after meeting him in the library, we actually became good friends because we had so much in common. One day, he asked if I'd like to see the latest Star Wars movie with him, and I was so excited that another kid in school liked that kind of stuff. We even dressed up like the characters and had the time of our lives. I'm so happy to finally have a Star Wars partner. Me too. You're such a cool person to hang out with. He looked deep into my eyes, and then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked because it all felt like a dream. And then I looked down at my leg and started doubting myself and wondering if any of this was real. "Hey, what's wrong?" "Jared, you're like the hottest guy on this planet, and there's so many pretty girls without any issues like mine. So why me?" "There's nothing wrong with you, Simona. You're perfect." Jared liked me just as I was, and I learned to love myself with my brokenness. Life at school felt great until one day Mom called me with some surprising news. "Honey, Louisa will be joining your school. She got expelled from her fancy private school because she was bullying kids. But Mom, she won't fit in at my school. No other school will accept her. Please look out for her and show her around. Maybe she can learn something from you." The next day, Louisa walked into my school wearing a white fluffy coat and black shades. Just as she approached me, a group of girls snuck up behind her and spray-painted her coat.
"What is wrong with you fools? This is Dolce & Gabbana. Oh my gosh, you ruined it!"
The girls went ballistic and lifted her off her feet. "What did you call us?"
"Put me down!"
When I told the girls that she was my sister, they let her go.
"What is wrong with the people in your school?"
"This is not one of your fancy schools, and all the newbies get spray-painted. It's tradition."
"That's why I hated the idea of a public school.
poor people have no class. Ugh, she was such a snob. While I was showing Louisa around, we bumped into Jared and he kissed me before running off to class. Louisa looked at me, stunned. Oh my God, how did the hottest guy in school end up with you? Why? What's wrong with me? Everything. You're boring, you dress like a granny, and you have a broken leg. You're just a very ugly person inside and out, Louisa. I'm going to steal him from you. Watch and see. I wasn't threatened by my stupid sister. After school, when Jared walked me out to the gate, Louisa ran after us and slipped her number into his pocket. Before I could say anything, Jared spoke up.
Louisa, what's wrong with you? I'm with your sister and I'm crazy about her. Please, just stay away from me.
I smiled widely as Louisa turned red, and just then Esmeralda came to pick me up. We had to wait till Mom came for Louisa, and she yelled on the phone at Mom for being late. Hey, you can't speak to your mom that way. Mind your own business, lady. You are not my stepmother. Louisa was just out of control. I decided I was done with her. I completely ignored her for the next day at school, and during recess, she insulted some girls by calling them poor, and they all surrounded her, but I didn't run to her rescue.
Hey, aren't those girls hurting your sister?
Yes, but she can't control her awful mouth. Whatever happens to her, she deserves it.
Yeah, but she's still your sister.
Jared always had a way to make me think twice, so I stepped into the circle of girls and found my sister crying. Simona, please tell them to bring back my bag. Not until you promise to change your ways, especially how you speak to Mom. I promise. Please, please save me from these mean girls. It's not so nice when it's done to you, right? I told the girls to leave my sister alone, and then she joined me and Jared for lunch. And to my shock, she actually apologized for being a jerk. I'm really sorry, Simona. I've always been mean to you and Mom because I always felt she loved you more. But today, when those girls were mean to me, I felt what it was like to be the weak one. I've hurt so many people already. Well, it's never too late to change. Later that day, when my stepmom and Mom came to pick us up, Louisa apologized to both of them too. And then, Esmeralda told us some thrilling news. She was pregnant. Oh my God, what? I'm gonna be a big sister again. That baby's lucky to have you, Simona. And you, Louisa, will be the best big sisters ever. Hi, I'm Sophia from Romania, and I'm here to tell you something you probably aren't aware of. Each one of you has the power to change people, even the jerk ones. But before I continue, like and subscribe because My Story Animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. People in my little town thought that I was the cutest girl with red hair, and they completely doted on me. Everyone would notice me wherever I went and would start talking and laughing with me. Yes, I enjoyed it. But honestly, sometimes it got overwhelming. One day when I was 3, I was at my neighbor's place and her son put a paper crown on my head and offered me a horseback ride. All hail Sophia, the Queen of Romania! Just then, his jealous little demon sister came running out of nowhere and pushed me off his back. No, she's ugly. Then she squirted glue in my hair. I pushed her and was about to attack her when my mom took me away. All evening, my parents cried and I tried to comfort them. It's okay, Mom, Dad. It will grow back, prettier than before, I promise. Eventually, they just had to cut my hair, and it did grow back all lovely and thick in a few months. When I was 4, Mom started taking me to a small farm 2 hours away from our house just to have my hair washed with goat's milk. That was insane, but being around sheep and goats was fun. I refused to let them wash my hair unless I milked the goat myself. It took me 4 hours though, but I did what I enjoyed. Dad's favorite thing was to spend every evening brushing out my shiny curls as we sat around the fireplace, but I only agreed if he read me stories. One day, Dad sent my picture for a modeling job, and I got accepted. I told my parents that I was only 5 and I had a childhood I wanted to enjoy. They promised the job wouldn't affect anything, and it would make them proud and happy. So I agreed. And just like that, I started modeling for the following years. By the time I was in 9th grade, I was a pretty popular hair model for all sorts of shampoos and hair products. But I never enjoyed having makeup slapped on my face and posing in front of a camera. One day, I was determined to tell my parents that I was done. But then, Dad got off the phone with my agent, saying that there was an audition for the role of the Little Mermaid. Mom, Dad, I'm just done with all this. Please, just let me live the life I want, not the one you want. With that, I stormed off to my room. And no, I didn't go to that audition. Months later, Dad said I got an acting job offer in LA. I knew there was no use protesting, but I thought to myself that the States is the land of freedom, and the moment I would arrive there, I would be more free. And just like that, we'd flown across the world and settled in LA. It was really different from anything back home, but all I was thinking about was school. I wanted to do well so I could study law in college. As I walked down the hallway on my first day of school, suddenly someone came rushing straight at me on rollerblades. The only thing I could register was the most beautiful pair of blue eyes before we both rolled onto the floor. For a minute, we gazed into each other's eyes as my heart beat furiously. Someone slammed a locker door somewhere, and we both snapped into reality. He jumped to his feet, and I held out my hand. "Oh, sorry, He smiled and took my hand to help me up. "Yeah, I'm sorry too, for not pushing you harder, ketchup head." And with that, he let go and I fell back on my butt. He just smirked and skated away. I stared at him in disbelief. What an A-class jerk! I really hoped I wouldn't have anything more to do with him. But to my horror, it turned out that he was in my class. I just knew he was going to make my life miserable. The teacher asked me to introduce myself, and I stepped in front of the class. "Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia, and I'm from..." Before I could even finish, the boy burst out laughing. "What planet are you from? Do all the aliens there have hair like Elmo's fur? And does everyone talk like they're stupid? Brian, that's no way to talk to a girl." "That's no way to talk to anyone. I've never met anyone as what you call it? Handsome, breathtaking, dreamy, as rude as you. And don't make fun of my accent. I'm proud of where I come from." "Wow, now your face is as red as your hair. Do all ketchup heads get this angry?" "Only if they meet stupid people like you." Someone from the back called out. "Geez, get a room, guys." "What room? I'm new here. Can someone guide me?" "Oh yeah, I will." Everyone started laughing as he got up. I didn't really understand what was so funny, but the teacher was banging on the table to make everyone quiet. "Brian, that's enough. You'll be staying back for detention today. Tell me something new." The teacher glared at him, but decided to ignore him for the rest of the lesson. Later at lunch, I found out from all the girls that Brian was the bratty son of some rich businessman, and he was just always getting into trouble. But even the principal doesn't really say anything because his parents are big donors. I'd be a bit worried if I was you. You seem to be his next target. Pfft, I'm not scared of some stupid jerk boy. Just then, Brian walked over to my table with a blonde girl and said, "Here, a new friend. She speaks like a robot, but not like a ketchup head. Maybe more like a mustard head. Listen, I have to be honest here. You guys do have a beautiful accent. See, I can be nice. How about a kiss?" I felt my temper flaring up again and rose from the bench to punch his face. But before I could attack him, he turned around to leave, and I decided to let it go. The next day, I walked into the classroom for the chemistry lesson to find no one was there. It turned out that it had been shifted to the lab, and I was 15 minutes late by the time I finally found it. "Ah, Sophia, you must be the new student. We're doing the experiment in pairs, and the only person left is Brian." Ugh, I couldn't believe I was stuck with him. Things were going smoothly enough for a while, and when Brian handed me a beaker, our fingers touched for a second, and I could swear I felt sparks. I sneaked a glance at him to see that he was also looking at me. "Is there something you want to say?" Suddenly he came a little closer, and my stomach did a few backflips. Was he going to kiss me? I was just wondering. "Why do you breathe like a dragon? I can hear your nose whistling." "Ugh!" "Well, I can hear your face joking, so I guess we are even." And with that, I stormed off to the teacher with my lab results. I was just done experimenting with this boy. For the next 2 years of high school, he kept being a jerk to me. He would call me names all the time or pull stupid pranks. I knew he was just trying to get a reaction out of me, and the best way to deal with bullies like him was to pretend he didn't exist. One day when I was in the library, holding my head over a really puzzling math question, someone suddenly pulled my notebook away. "What are you crying over, Tomato Queen? Your sappy diary?" "Dear diary, Brian is so mean to me." "Give me back my notebook. I don't have time for your nonsense. Seems like you're as stupid as you look. You've done the question all wrong." "Oh yeah? And you're going to tell me how to do it right?" "Since you're practically begging me for help, sure. I can't say no to a damsel in distress." And with that, he just sat down and started scribbling away furiously in my notebook. A minute later, he threw the pen down. And that's how it's done. "Give me that." "Wait, what? That's actually the right answer." I stared at his smug face in complete shock. "How come you're always getting such bad grades? Why do you let everyone think you're dumb?" "That's none of your business." "But Brian, wouldn't your parents be really proud to know you're so smart?" Suddenly, Brian got up from his chair, looking furious. "What do you know about my parents?" "Nothing. They wouldn't care if I was as smart as Einstein. They're too busy fighting with each other to have any time for me, so just stay out of it, and I don't think you know anything about me." And with that outburst, he stormed off. For the first time, I felt a bit sorry for him. A few days later, the teacher gave back the last math assignments of the term, and she slapped Brian's on his desk. "Brian, you're going to have to repeat the school year now. I want to give you one last chance. I'll give you another assignment, and if you do well, I'll give you a passing grade." Thanks, but no thanks. See you again next year." I tried to stop myself, but I just couldn't. "Brian, you know you can do it. I can help with it. But I don't think you even need any help. Miss, he's practically a genius. He really doesn't deserve to fail this grade." Everyone was staring at us now, and Brian looked livid. "No, I'm not. Who do you think you are, ketchup head, my guardian angel?" "I just don't want you to be left behind, dude." "Why do you care? I don't want a second chance. Stop acting like Mother Teresa." And with that, he stormed out of the room. What a stubborn idiot. When I went home that day, I had some shocking news waiting for me. Dad was really unwell and was given time off work. And to make matters worse, I found out that he'd gotten sick because our immigration status had been under threat for a few months and he'd been trying to deal with it. If we lost the case, we'd have to go back to Romania. I felt devastated. I skipped the next few days of school to help Mom take care of Dad. But when I finally returned, I was taking some stuff out of my locker when I heard Brian behind me. "Oh no, you're back?" My eyes were feeling so much better because they weren't hurting every day looking at your hair. I started walking away, but he kept following me. "Come on, what's the big secret? Where were you? Growing tomatoes? Making ketchup?" "If you must know, Dad has been working too hard lately, and he fell sick, so I was taking care of him." "Oh, I feel so sorry for your dad. Sorry that he has such a dumb, ugly daughter. And he brought her all the way from Romania and worked so hard just so she can have a good life. You made him sick, ketchup head. You make me sick too, actually." He'd really stepped on a nerve, and I snapped. I turned around and gave him a hard slap. "You're just a spoiled, ungrateful brat who's been given everything in this world, and you just want to waste it and make others miserable. To think I ever felt sorry for you. I hate you, and don't worry. Soon enough, you won't ever see me again." I stormed off, and this time, he didn't follow me. A few days later, we went to court to fight our immigration case. But to our dismay, the judge ruled against us. Just then, a well-dressed man came running into the courtroom. "Your Honor, I'd like to submit an appeal in this family's case. They deserve to stay here." We just stared at the stranger, and he started firing some legal mumbo-jumbo and handed papers to the judge. And to our shock, the judge actually changed his decision, and we won the case. We didn't have to leave. As we hugged each other, we turned to the man and thanked him over and over again. "But sir, if I may ask, who are you?" "I'm your friend Brian's private family lawyer. The boy has been after me non-stop for the past few days to look into your family's case." Oh my God, Brian? Did he really do that? I headed straight for school after that. I looked everywhere and finally found him sitting alone on the bleachers. He looked stunned to see me as I sat down beside him. Brian, why did you do that? I don't know. Maybe because you tried to help me, even though I've been nothing but a complete jerk to you. And maybe because I've had a crush on you from the start. My face broke into a huge grin. I always knew it. You like ketchup head. With that, I pulled him in for a long, steamy kiss. So I have been living in LA for a good long time. I've become a lawyer and mostly deal with people's immigration cases because I want to help others like me. Oh, and I'm married to Brian now, and we have a beautiful daughter, Leah. I'm teaching her both English and Romanian because learning different languages makes you smarter and changes the way you think. Hi, I'm Chloe, and I'm from Portland. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll tell you what, if you do, I might invite you to my show when I become a famous TV presenter. So, picture your best friend. Got it? Well, now imagine them gone. Gone as quick as a badly rated Netflix series. Ever since I can remember, my best friend was Jade. Literally, we started our lives side by side because our moms were next to each other in the hospital. They became best friends, so it was written that we'd be best friends too. We were practically inseparable, the dynamic duo of mischief. You could say at times I got a little hot-headed, and Jade would always try to calm me down. One time in kindergarten, our grand cardboard castle faced a royal crisis when this boy refused to let us princesses in.
You shall not pass, as I am king, yeah? Well, you're only a king if you wear a crown, and I'm about to knock yours off. Wait, you'll get in big trouble. You're right. Much better to do a liquid siege.
And Jade reluctantly helped me pour water all over the castle until it became soggy and collapsed on his head. Growing up, I wanted to be a famous TV presenter. Think Jimmy Fallon or Ellen DeGeneres, but funnier and cooler. Although Jade hated doing it, she always listened to me no matter what.
You're the K-pop star of the moment. Everybody wants to know your deepest and most personal secret. Please, say it looking straight at the camera. If you can cry, that would be great too. Don't you want to interview the president instead? Does he have a new double padlocked Balenciaga bag? I think not.
One time, when we came home from school, our moms were arguing loudly. They stopped when we walked in. Oh, hi kids. Good day at school? Jade, we're going. But now. And just like that, they stopped talking or going around each other's houses. Mom, come on. Whatever it is, it'll blow over, right? She's just not the person I thought she was. Jade and I didn't pay much attention to them. We had to deal with the usual high school stuff. There were heartbreaks.
He asked Bailey to the dance. Bailey! You can do better. I heard he doesn't bathe.
Paranoia. What if I freeze and no words come out, then I pee myself and everyone laughs at me?
You're just getting a soda.
Complete meltdowns. How am I supposed to remember all this stuff? This is just torture.
You could be the first person to sue the school.
Nah, who cares? I'm gonna be rich and famous anyway. Jade was always there for me, and I figured we'd be besties forever. But as it turns out, I was wrong. One day, I raced to school because I wanted to show Jade my updated show reel, but she wasn't in. So I texted, and I could see she read it, but didn't reply. It's cool. She's probably ill. Or maybe her mom took her out of school again. Oh yeah, she does that sometimes. For yoga or something. And Jade hates it. Anyway, by the evening, still no reply. Not even a quick, hey, I'm alive text. The next day, she wasn't in school either. Or the next, and nothing was on her socials. Not that she posted stuff anyway. Did aliens abduct her? Is she going through a phone detox? Did I do something wrong? I have to find out. By the time I got to her house, I was angry and preparing what to say. See this friendship bracelet? Given that you don't care about our friendship, I'm gonna rip it off and burn it. But when I went to knock on the door, I realized it was already open. To my shock, the place was empty. I mean, furniture gone, belongings gone, even wallpaper gone. It was as if nobody had ever lived there. I ran up to Jade's room, completely empty too. Then I heard the door downstairs open and bang shut. Someone else is in the house. I sneaked a look over the banisters and saw this scary-looking man with a shaved head and a daisy tattoo on his hand. He was stuffing some paperwork in his pocket and knelt by a section of an open floorboard. I got it, boss. But just then, I stubbed my toe, and I couldn't help but make a noise because of the, oh yeah, excruciating pain. I heard the man start to come upstairs, and luckily, I knew that there was a way out of Jade's bedroom window via an oak tree. My heart was pounding as I climbed down, and when I looked back to the house, I saw the scary man scowling at me from Jade's window.
I ran home so fast and told Mom everything. Jade and her mom have gone. What did you and her mom fall out about?
It was nothing. People change and grow apart. It's how it is.
I thought that was really weird, as they'd been as close as Jade and I could never imagine falling out with Jade like that. Soon after that, I was taking out the trash, and there I discovered a scrunched up lyre with daisies on it, just like the tattoo the scary man had. I didn't say anything to Mom, because I knew she'd make me stay away from it. But hey, a good presenter is always ready for action. The website on the flyer was a place called Harmony Farm. It looked like one of Jade's mom's yoga trips, but weirdly, there was no phone number or address. A place called Harmony Farm can't be that bad, can it? I figured Jade was okay and would be back in contact soon. After all, we are best friends. But weeks went by and still no contact. I was angry, but when this bully tried to trip me in the canteen, I didn't unleash my inner Hulk with the help of an image of Jade scolding me. No, you'll get in trouble. Then Mr. Triple-Lot turned lunch into a chaotic circus with flying milkshakes and frosted donuts in all directions. Enough is enough. Hey, knock it off. People just want to have lunch.
What's it got to do with you, weirdo? You're such a weirdo. Always talking alone and interviewing a mirror. No wonder your friend bailed on you.
Oh, that was it. I grabbed his tray and sent it on a gravity-defying journey to the other side of the canteen. Cue the applause. Yep, I was a hero. But of course, heroics come with consequences. And boy, did I get in trouble. First detention, and then Mom. I'm so disappointed. This must stop. Jade's moved on, and so should you. Mom is right. She ghosted me. If Jade wanted to break our friendship, so did I. I took down every picture of us and burned our friendship bracelet in the backyard in some sort of ritual of detachment. And the perfect distraction came with my big TV break. They were holding auditions in the next town for a new cool teen channel. I am a teen, and I am cool. This is perfect for me. The next day, I went there. It was this tatty warehouse, and the line went on for miles. But hey, no pain, no gain, right? So I stood in line. Thank the heavens I could watch loads of MSA videos, and I had my trusty MSA water bottle. But as I got further up the line, the most shocking thing happened. I saw these two girls about my age and wearing these hideous yellow dresses, talking to some people in line and handing them something. Please, take a daisy. A daisy? Suddenly, a security guard ran over to them.
You two again? What did I tell you? Get out of here.
The girls ran away. I had to follow them. They might lead me to Jade. So I went after them and got onto the same bus. They got off at this remote stop, and I followed. They went through a garden gate, and so did I. Exactly 5 minutes after them, I started filming just in case they went all midsummer on me. Here we are at Harmony Farm, but I don't see any animals suspicious. And that's when I saw Jade watering tomatoes in the same ugly dress. I thought to myself, Chloe, be calm, collected, listen to her side of the story. But instead, I went bat-tail crazy. You ghosted me! And what is with the outfit? Put on a statement necklace at least. Chloe, you don't belong here. Just go. Oh, hi. Nice to see you too. No need to apologize or anything. What happened to all the BFFs forever stuff? You didn't even give me a, it's not you, it's me speech. That's because it's you. You're so materialistic all the time. I want a simpler life, to be with nature and people like me. I don't want to be best friends anymore. And she just walked away. Fine, she's gonna regret this. The next time she sees me, I will be on TV, and she will still be watering tomatoes. I had to wait an age for the bus, but when I got to the auditions, I looked at everyone there posing like they were famous already. Do I look like that? I can't look that sad. Is Jade right about me? I didn't go to the audition, and when I got home, I looked at my vision board. All designer shoes and red carpets with Jade and me in the middle. Maybe she's right. I realized that we always did what I wanted and never what Jade wanted. Well, there was the time I went with her to help out at a soup kitchen. See, I'm not all about the material stuff. Well, I suppose I did promise to go back and never did. Hey, how was the audition? Jade's in a cult. Why didn't you tell me? Don't try to deny it. I found the flyer in the trash. Calm down. Jade's mom tried to convince me to go, but she got furious when I refused. That's it. That's it? No, that's not it. We need to get an army together and get Jade out of there. Let Jade be. She's where she wants to be. I tried to listen to my mom, but that night I couldn't sleep. I needed to apologize to Jade. When dawn broke, I went back to the farm. I knew she never wanted to see me again, and I would respect that, but I had to get this off my chest first. Luckily, when I snuck in, this big meeting was in progress, and someone was on stage. Jade was bound to be in there, and suddenly I realized Jade's mom was on stage, giving a speech. I couldn't see Jade, so I snuck out the back, and weirdly, I found a door with Jade's mom's name on it. It was this really shabby office with hardly anything in it. No compromising paperwork was in the drawers or behind the books on a shelf. Then suddenly, when I moved a book, something clicked. A secret door! Inside was another office, but this was huge and grand with mod cons. I'm talking Apple products on tap, a walk-in wardrobe complete with designer shoes and bags. Not a very simple life, if you ask me. There were also boxes of people's passports, money, and bank statements for Jade's mom. Wow, this is a lot of money.
What are you doing?
I turned, and the scary man was staring at me. I want to join the cult.
I know you. You were at the boss's house.
Boss? Jade's mom was the boss? Before I could process that, the scary man started chasing me around the desk. I ran out and ended up on stage. Jade's mom looked at me, shocked. Then she smiled calmly.
I gave up on trying to make your mom see sense, but I always had hope for you.
That's a no from me to the weirdy-beardy cult. Sorry. The audience gasped.
You were always so angry, Chloe. You still don't understand that materialism is the only distraction from true bliss.
Oh, is that so? What about your secret office? It's like the Kardashian-Jenner clan threw up in there. And don't get me started on the passports and the small fortune I found. Well, it's small only by Bill Gates standards. Everyone looked confused at Jade's mom, and she looked panicked. Suddenly, Jade came on stage. She had a face that looked like she wanted to do a TED Talk on the benefits of rage. I'd never seen her so angry. There is no secret office. Chloe is lying to get back at me. No, Jade, I promise. I'd never lie to you. We're besties. No, we are not. Why can't you just leave me alone? You know what? Fine, I'll just go. At least I fought for our friendship. I was more than ready to leave that place and never come back. But it wasn't that simple. Jade's mom caught up with me and closed my path. Behind her were loads of Daisy-loving worshippers and the scary man who looked like he was about to whip out some nunchucks.
You think you can just accuse me of something like that and just walk away?
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Well, this isn't your mother's house where you can do whatever you want, you brat.
Ouch.
Here, trespassers and criminals are prosecuted and punished.
I was genuinely frightened. If they could endure wearing those horrendous dresses, who knew what else they were capable of?
The followers began to advance on me. I was completely surrounded. They each grabbed some tomatoes.
Oh no! At that moment, Jade arrived on the scene. Mom, wait!
Oh, Jade, I know you want to be a part of this.
Of course I do. Jade grabbed a tomato. But first, everyone, you should know that your donations have been going to my mom. Chloe, my bestie, was right. Jade showed everyone the bags, the shoes, the passports, bank statements, and money that her mother had hidden. Everything turned to chaos then. Jade's mom and the scary man tried to bolt, but they got catched. Or should I say, catch up. Everyone threw their tomatoes at them. It was brutal. Blood flowed on the farm. Well, maybe it was just tomato sauce. But okay, too many tomato jokes. Got it. I'll stop now. I walked towards Jade. Jade, listen, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to cause all this chaos. No, I'm sorry. Mom convinced me that leaving everything behind was for the best, that our old life was too materialistic. It's all because of you, Chloe. If you hadn't shown up and questioned everything, I wouldn't know the truth. I missed you. I couldn't give up on our friendship either. Then Jade held up her friendship bracelet. BFF, where's yours? Oh, it's in the laundry. I think after Mom gets arrested, I'm gonna come live with you for a while. And you, my friend, need to take an anger management course. Yeah, and to stop obsessing over celebrities and materialistic things. Hey, I'm Iris from Atlanta, and I'm a triplet. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. While Mom was pregnant, she was told by the doctor that she was having twins, but I popped out right after my brother, making 3 of us, Ileana, Isaac, and me. Dad wasn't around for most of our childhood. He was the assistant vice president at a huge music production company, and was always busy with some meeting or event. But Mom showered us with love and attention. She would sing upbeat songs in the morning and hum soothing lullabies each night. Plus,
friends. She bought us whatever we wanted with Dad's money. One of my earliest memories was when she gifted us with a karaoke machine as kids. The three of us sang all the time, and Mom never got annoyed. Encore! Encore! Sometimes she would join in too. She had a great voice. By 8, my siblings and I were called the Turner Threes, and we had some serious musical talents. Ileana could sing just like Mom. Isaac played great riffs on the guitar, and I rocked out on the drums. One day, the live band that was hired to play at our parents' anniversary party canceled at the last minute. Mom suggested we play, and we did. It was awesome. Soon, the Turner Threes were playing at all the family events. Things stayed pretty entertaining throughout middle school, but then life took an unexpected turn during our freshman year of high school. One day, Ileana, Isaac, and I were relaxing by the pool when we heard a loud thud inside the house. We found Mom unconscious on the floor. It turned out that she had a stroke and would need at least 3 months to recover. Then, Dad lost his job shortly after. The company he worked for lost a massive copyright infringement lawsuit. Dad needed to find work soon to pay for Mom's medical bills and keep the roof over our heads. He took up the first job he could find, freelancing as an agent for local musicians. One evening, Dad invited a client over for a business meeting who overheard the three of us practicing our music. I heard him ask Dad about the music coming from down the hall.
My kids have a band thing, just for family events.
The client requested to hear more of our songs and suggested Dad help us book bigger shows.
They're pretty good. If you set up their career now, they'll have some real financial independence in the future.
For the first time, Dad took interest in our music and took his client's advice. And soon we were playing at cafes, restaurants, and private events. We weren't making much, but it was a start. Dad didn't have the same positive attitude, though, especially as Mom's recovery was taking a while. The bills were never ending, and his savings were running low. He was always in a sour mood and fell into a deep depression. But despite her health issues, Mom kept cheering us on. Keep playing. Keep sharing your talent. So we stayed consistent. Thankfully, by our junior year of high school, the Turner Threes got more popular. We had enough gigs to keep the house and help Mom medically. But Dad was so depressed that he stopped work altogether. He barely left his man cave. Halfway through the school year, extracurricular activities began taking up a lot of time. Ileana excelled in her studies and joined the AP Physics Club to get a head start on college credit. Isaac was naturally gifted at baseball and became co-captain. And I was one of the best actresses in the theater class. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. It was getting harder trying to balance school, shows, and home finances, and it seemed like the Turner Threes' differences were splitting us apart.
I think you should sing at a higher pitch.
Baseball puns? Seriously? I don't need advice from you. This band would be nothing without me.
You're not that special, Ileana. I have Mom's voice. What do you have? The arguments were getting ridiculous. Then one day, we got invited to a music competition. First place would get $10,000. I was over the moon, but Ileana,
I have a test to study for,
and I can't afford to mess up my 4.0 streak for some songs. Some songs? Our music has been keeping the bills paid. But Ileana was adamant. Isaac and I went to the competition anyway and tried to make do with what we had. We were practicing in our room backstage and trying to sing together, but we just couldn't hit the right key. Just then, we heard a voice behind us. I could sing, if you want. I turned around, and a girl with a blue afro and a turtleneck was leaning against the door. And you are Kat. Kat was apparently the only child of the venue owner. I never get to perform, but it sounds like you two could use some extra help.
You can't just barge in here and join our band.
Maybe she can help, Isaac. Why don't you sing something for us, Kat? Kat opened her mouth to sing, and the voice that came out was horrible.
Is this girl serious?
I couldn't believe such a hideous voice came from such a gorgeous girl. Let's just say nails on a chalkboard sound better. We're on in 10 minutes, and this is what we've got? I need some air. Frantic, I left the room. The view from the balcony was relaxing. I remembered the melody Mom hummed to us as kids and started to sing along to it to calm down faster. Your voice is good. I turned around and saw Kat walking toward me. You know, you could just sing and this entire problem could be fixed, right? And you don't need to sing with Isaac. He's holding you back. And I could play a simple beat on the drums. I promise. I'm better at drums than singing. I mean, I had trouble trusting her after her horrible audition, but maybe it was the only option we had right now. So we decided to follow Kat's plan. Isaac stayed on the guitar, Kat got on the drums, which she was surprisingly not bad at, and I stepped up in front of the mic. To our surprise, the crowd loved our performance. We got second place with a cash reward of $5,000, which was great. And we were invited back in 3 months for the next showcase. Later, on my way to our backstage room, I found Ileana waiting in the hall. I was so mad to see her there. You're bold to show up here, considering you were willing to let us fail. We're the Turner 2s now, Ileana. I wanted to make her feel bad, but what she said shocked me. Good, you've got that sorted out, because I'm leaving the band permanently. What? She explained she wanted to dedicate herself to her studies, and the band was taking too much of her time. This pays the bills. What about Mom? A real job with a real degree also pays the bills. I need to focus on college so I can have a better future and also take care of our parents. Both Mom and Dad didn't graduate from college, and look where they are now. That's not fair, Ileana. Mom is sick. Education won't stop you from getting sick. Plus, Dad had a good job. Life happens. Well, I'd rather have my education to fall back on when accidents happen. Plus, education will give me the job I need to pay for medical expenses if I get sick. And with that, she stormed out. At the music showcase after party, I found myself sitting alone outside. I hadn't even broken the bad news to Isaac yet. Soon after, Kat joined me, asking why I looked so worried. And I ended up spilling everything about our family problems and Ileana's selfishness. Sorry you're going through all that. Why don't you take your mind off of it for a bit and enjoy your win for a few hours? So we went back inside, and I was glad for the distraction. There were CEOs, music producers, and of course, super attractive celebrities. One woman came up to me and introduced herself as Riza, and then she pulled out a contact card and shoved it into my hand. You've got some raw talent. The world needs to see it. Sounds like something my mom would say. Your mom sounds like a smart woman. Since there was no changing Ileana's mind, we recruited Kat as a permanent member of our band. With practice, she got better on the drums, and we quickly fell into sync. We continued participating in competitions Riza signed us up for, and making money. And Kat and I grew super close. We painted each other's nails. I love this color. Shared clothes? Wow. Do you only wear turtlenecks? Did each other's hair. A high puff looks so good on you. And I love the middle part on you. Plus, Kat and Mom hit it off. She even met Dad one time and didn't judge how scruffy he looked or acted. But Ileana didn't like her at all. Anytime she saw Kat, she would glare at her from across the room and then go off in the opposite direction. I'd become so annoyed with Ileana that I tried to get Kat to help me prank her. I typed up a fake acceptance letter to a prestigious university and slipped it under her door. Kat didn't approve, but I did it anyway. Ileana was so excited when she saw the letter, it was comical. When I told her it was fake, her happy bubble popped. Honestly, it felt good seeing her get humbled, but Kat was clearly disappointed in me. We were hanging in the kitchen before practice one night when Ileana walked in. Hey, how was it at the library? But Ileana just made her way to her room without even acknowledging Kat, and she kept behaving like that all the time. One day, Kat and I were keeping Mom company at the hospital for her checkup when Ileana randomly showed up. Oh, I didn't expect to see her here. Hey, Ileana. Of course, Ileana pushed past Kat and went straight to Mom. It made things so awkward. Even the nurse looked uncomfortable. Mom, how are you doing? Honey, I think Kat said hi to you. Ileana looked Kat up and down, rolled her eyes, and continued talking to Mom. I was so fed up with her. I couldn't take it anymore. What is wrong with you? Kat has helped his family stay afloat by joining the band, and that's how you treat her? I was so angry I could feel my face burning. Calm down, Iris. Yeah, Iris, this isn't the time or place. Let's get some air. What is this turtleneck-wearing weirdo even doing here? And I don't owe her anything. She didn't join the band to help our family. She just did it because she was some friendless loser. I lunged at Ileana, but the nurses came between us. Kat grabbed me by my arm quickly and dragged me out of the room. We went for a walk and then sat down on some swings so I could breathe. You're still fuming. She's just so rude. And since she's my sister, I'll yell back unapologetically. Kat stopped swinging and turned to me with a serious look. She lowered her turtleneck and held up a dainty necklace with a locket. This is my brother Austin. I thought you were an only child. Now I am. Austin got into a car accident with my mom when he was 10. Mom made it, he didn't. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you ever say anything? I don't like to talk about it because I feel guilty. Why? She explained how much she and her brother argued a lot growing up. They would fight over who would use the bathroom first, who would get the biggest slice of cake. Yeah, but that's normal sibling stuff. Before he left the house the morning of the accident, we got into a screaming fest over some video game. The last thing I said to him was that life would be better if he just didn't exist. Kat's eyes started watering. I felt horrible for everything she'd experienced, including the drama with me and Ileana. I've been so focused on being angry and making money, I've let it ruin my relationship with Ileana. The good thing is that you realized arguments aren't always worth it. A few weeks passed, and Mom was recovering well at home. I also asked Riza to help find Dad a job, and she actually got him an interview. Things were looking up, but even though I made an effort to stop arguing with Ileana, we still weren't talking. One evening, Kat, Isaac, and I were heading to a gig when Ileana got home. She walked past us silently, but I told Kat and Isaac to go sit in the car, and I followed her. Wait, can we talk, please? Like normal people? I miss you. Ileana turned around. Tears were streaming down her face. I miss you too, Iris. If singing isn't your passion anymore, it's totally okay. It was wrong of me to be mad at you for that, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. I was overwhelmed with school, and then I got really jealous of Kat. Yeah, I don't want to do music anymore, but I felt like I got replaced really quickly. You're my sister. No one can come in the middle of that. Now how about you drop studying for one night and come see us perform? I'd love that. Hello friends, I'm Aria from Chicago. Before I tell you my incredible story, please like and subscribe. I know everyone thinks their dads are strong, but I knew for a fact that mine was the strongest. He was an Army major and I was super proud of him, but because of his job, he was gone for months. Mom left us when I was a baby, so Grandma took care of me in Dad's absence. But when I was in 7th grade, he gave me the best news ever. He was getting remarried and I was getting a new mom and a sister. Dad got me the most gorgeous pink dress for his wedding, and everyone couldn't stop gushing about how pretty I looked. Until my stepsister Jenny crashed into me and spilled her orange juice all over my hair and clothes. I'm so sorry. There was a bee chasing me. It's okay. The wedding's over anyway. My stepmom doted on me, and Jenny, well, she was also pretty awesome. But sometimes she went overboard with her kindness. Aria, I made these napkins for you. With my own hands. That would have been cute if Jenny hadn't made that out of the dress I wore on our parents' wedding day. Once, Jenny and I were playing in a nearby park, and after a few hours, we felt hungry. So Jenny went home to fetch something to eat. Suddenly, I heard her screaming, so I ran to her and found one of our neighbors holding her by her collar. What are you doing, Mrs. Sparkley? I caught this little thief trying to break into your home. She was crawling through the kitchen window. That's because I forgot the key and no one's home. Yeah, she's not a thief. She's my sister. Your sister? I'm sorry, honey. You're so pretty. You both don't look related at all. It was true that Jenny and I looked different, but the way Mrs. Sparkley said that made me feel bad. And Jenny looked ready to explode. And you look like you're related to a family of pigs. Here, eat some dirt. Jenny grabbed a fistful of mud, threw it on Mrs. Sparkley's face, and ran away. Dad had to face the anger of a furious Mrs. Sparkley for an hour that evening. Soon, Jenny joined my school, and I was glad to introduce her to my friends. But I noticed that she tried to copy me in everything. We ended up buying the same clothes. She joined the school's drama club like me, and she even brought pasta to school every day like me, even though she hated it. Then one day, I got to know she wanted to play the role I was auditioning for in the school play, so I simply stepped back to give her the chance. And she did manage to land the role. When we got home, she happily broke the news to Mom and Dad. But just then, Dad got a call, and when he hung up, he cried with joy.
It was your drama teacher. Some casting director watched your recent play, and he wants to cast you in an upcoming teen movie.
I was ecstatic. Dad said he'd take us all to dinner at a fancy restaurant to celebrate. But that night, Jenny got a bad headache, and Mom had to stay back to take care of her. After that day, I started getting popular in school. Everyone suddenly wanted to hang out with me. but I felt Jenny slowly growing distant. She no longer wanted to play with me at home, and at school, she'd often say awful things to embarrass me.
Did you guys know that Arya ate her bookers when she was little? Ew! And she loves smelling her socks after a sweaty gym session.
Whenever I told Mom about it, Jenny started crying like a baby and said she was just having some harmless fun. 6 months passed, and one day, Dad got a call that he and his team had to leave for Afghanistan immediately. A couple of days after Dad left, we got the most terrible news. Dad and a few of his teammates had gone missing. I was devastated, but Mom and Jenny acted like everything was normal. It was Jenny's birthday in a week, and both of them were busy planning for the party.
Arya, should I get a Barbie cake or a unicorn cake?
How can you even think about celebrating when there's still no news about Dad?
It's my 13th birthday. I can't let anyone ruin it. Besides, who knows if he'll ever be found?
That made me so angry. I gave Jenny a tight slap. She pounced on me and we fought like wildcats until Mom pulled us apart. When she heard what happened, she grounded me for a week. But when the party was in full swing, I may have sneaked into the kitchen and sprinkled some extra pepper in the food and poured a bottle of vinegar into the lemonade.
Mom, I feel like I ate the sun. Get me some lemonade, quick. What did you mix in it? It tastes like pee. Ugh.
The party was ruined, and obviously, it didn't take long for Mom and Jenny to figure out who was responsible for it. Your daddy spoiled you way too much, Arya. But now it's time to knock some sense into that pretty little head of yours. Mom placed a mop bucket in front of me and asked me to clean the kitchen. Just then, I saw Jenny walk out of my room with all my favorite dresses.
Since you didn't get me a birthday cake, I'm taking these.
Oh, and I also like the headband you're wearing. Jenny snatched it from my head and put it on hers, and Mom didn't say a word. 2 years passed, and there was still no news of Dad or his teammates, but I never